This stream shows some mistakes someone named Astra made a while back. We make this clear in the stream itself, but Astra obviously does not stand by the things he did in those incidents. Just wanted to get that out there for people who couldn't pick up on that. Alright, enjoy the video.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm a human, and I'm coming. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. I like to fight, too. I like to eat. I like to have children. I'm here. I got a life force. This is a human. This is what we look like. This is what we act like. This is what everybody was like before us. This is what I am. I'm a throwback. I'm here. I've got the fire of human liberty. I'm setting fires everywhere, and humans are turning on everywhere.
I've come to make an announcement. Pineapple is a fruity smoothie. You know how Pineapple always rudely insists that I owe him soda? Well, guess what? Pineapple doesn't even like soda. Yeah, how come he always wants my soda so bad if he doesn't even like it?
Well, that is true, except for the smoothie part, you bored piece of shit. I don't even like soda. I just want it so I can resell it for twice the price you paid for it.
Well, if you're gonna do that, at least give me half the profits.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I paid for the soda, you smoothie.
You're not making a compelling case for that, you fucking dick.
Alright.
Always naysaying.
Everything you create! Anyways, welcome to 225 at Night, the show where we talk about weirdos on the internet. I am Delta225.
And I have, of course, the subject of tonight's show, much like how Delta was at the beginning of the season, an inconspicuous pineapple, or just pineapple, or I don't know how to pronounce my fucking Cyrillic fucking YouTube tag, but it spells out pineapple close enough. So
Yeah.
Pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple. Well, anyways, yeah. So that was the dark secret, is that pineapple doesn't actually like soda.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate carbonation. And the fun fact about that is if you hate hating carbonation is a sign of schizophrenia.
Well then, that's a bad omen.
Yeah. And schizophrenia also tends to develop in men in their early 20s, so...
Alright, well, if you start to see signs of it, please get help.
Yeah. Good thing I'm not a man, though. I'm a pineapple. Anyways,
yes, you're fruit. So, alright. Okay. So...
Anyway...
So...
I'll let you explain what tonight's show is specifically about.
Okay. So... Tonight, we're going to be covering a couple of times where Pineapple got into some scuffles with a couple people on Discord, basically.
Yeah, but before that, I'm going to reveal pretty much my entire history on the internet.
Oh, alright, here we go.
Obfuscated, of course, so you guys can't track me. But everything I say is true. Save for some minor details.
Mm-hmm.
So, Little Pineapple first got on the internet when he was 4 years old. And he really, really loved YouTube poops.
Nice.
He really loved YouTube poops. That it was where he learned half of his swears and all of his slurs.
That makes a lot of sense. It's also where I learned a lot of the swears as well, was also from YTPs.
Yes. Yes, the classic YTPs from, like, late 2000s.
Yeah, exactly, Ashthorn, Spa Dinner era.
Yes, Spa Dinner. Anyways, however, I also watched a lot of, like, plush YouTubers of the time. Of course, Super Mario Logan.
Mm-hmm.
He of course made his series that got him off the ground, Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures. And Little Pineapple thought, hey, why can't I do that?
If you recall from the episode where we covered me, that was the exact same thought I had when I first made my YouTube channel.
So, in about, I want to say 2010, me with my best friend at the time, who will remain nameless, made plush videos, and and it was on a channel that no longer exists because my parents were afraid of me doxing myself on the internet.
Honestly, you got good parents.
But you say that, but they saw absolutely no issue with the channel name I chose for it.
Oh, what would that be?
You see, I was big into Club Penguin at the time.
I already don't like where this is going.
Acronym for Club Penguin was CP. So
That's so unfortunate.
So my YouTube channel was called the CP Guy 256.
Oh no. You didn't even know it. You didn't know that you didn't know what it actually stood for at the time.
I was like 8 or 9, dude. Of course I didn't know.
Yeah. It's just so unfortunate.
I also had a white puffle named Boner because it was white like bones.
Oh. It's like the Wonder Boner commercial. Except I'm pretty sure they knew in that commercial.
Oh, I'm sure of it, Mark's fan. I'm sure they know. I am absolutely sure they know.
Yeah, pretty sure they also know. I'm pretty sure they know. Yeah.
But yeah. Like, Club Penguin was the shit back in the day, don't at me.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love Club Penguin.
Anyways, there was various things. I know I had a YouTube channel called I had another YouTube channel after that channel called like Crazy Dave Rocks that also no longer exists, unfortunately, because I really because I was really into Plants vs Zombies.
So was I. Holy cow.
And I really fucking wanted to find the videos, but of course with YouTube's new policy changes of deleting old videos that weren't notable ever, you can't find it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. That's a shame. Other than that, there was like one more failed plush thing, which used an online handle I used everywhere, so I'm not gonna name it.
Okay.
But that was it for my plush tubing endeavors, which ended when I was about 12.
I gotcha.
Yeah. However, that was not the end of me on YouTube. You see, because in 2016, good old Pineapple was a huge Leafy fan.
Of course.
He was such a huge Leafy fan. He thought he could try his hand at making the same kind of content.
I can only imagine how well that went.
So I thought I had, and I was gonna share with the subject edited out because it was the first video I made was on my friend as a joke, a dumb video my friend made.
Oh, I gotcha.
And unfortunately, that is missing from the Pineapple archive. And it's gone forever because that YouTube channel's gone forever.
Nah. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, and Ashthorn, it gets edgier.
Oh, yeah.
Because also around this time, Pineapple started watching those epic SJW own compilations that were big on YouTube at the time.
Oh, I remember that.
Which is also how I started watching Medicare, Mr. Medicare, Jim. So he comes up later. I thought I'd name him specifically now.
Okay, I gotcha. All right.
And because of this, I got really into politics and really into right-wing politics.
Of course.
And at some point, I made a Twitter account, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
where I was following these political individuals. I was still very like safe, clean, like centrist, just own the trigger the libs, own the libs, as was the thing. But then someone linked to another site. This site was known as 4chan, and they linked specifically to the politically incorrect board.
And from there, Pineapple was never the same.
Well, no, Pineapple fell into a spiral of neo-Nazism that it took, and then it took until I was about 17 to climb out of.
Ooh, yeah, that's. I can imagine that's not a that's not a good that's not a good phase to be in.
Oh no, definitely not. But I did, but it did result in some interesting high school experiences that I am not going to share because we're only going over my internet history.
Yeah. It's like
And also
it's like you pick your poison, right? You either have a brony in high school or someone who was into neo-Nazism in high school. Pick your poison with this podcast. Pick your poison.
I always thought QAnon was fake and gay, though.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
But yeah, other than that, though, of course, don't believe it now. Nazi racial ideology is fucking retarded. But and that goes without saying. Other than that, didn't produce much content in this era, but I did make some good friends who I periodically talk to. Who, even if I don't share their beliefs now.
All right.
But yeah, shortly after, but yeah, then in late high school, I stumbled upon this site known as Kiwi Farms.
Oh, I see.
During the height of the Monkey Jones drama.
I gotcha.
And I liked Kiwi Farms. I liked it quite a bit. It categorized these weirdos on the internet. What are they called?
Lol cows.
Yeah, that was the first time I think I ever really heard the term lol cows. I always followed them. Like I said, I watched Jim, and he, of course, covered lol cows.
Yeah.
Going all the way back then. But I never knew the term lol cow until I joined the farms. And of course, we've told this story before. I one day was browsing the fucking Spurgatory, saw Delta's thread.
Yep.
I took pity on him. We became friends.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, Zango Delta falling out. We discover he's a pedophile. He many lols were had. We create this show. Fast forward, even further. Someone known as Slug YT invites us on their show to talk about Zango. We absolutely fucking mulligan it.
Oh yeah, like, we both just we could not we messed it up.
Yeah, but then again, so did Zango later on the stream.
Yeah, that's true. Like that's the funniest part of that whole stream. Like Zango could have easily walked away with what would have been a W for him, and he still manages to mess it up for himself.
Yes.
That's like I still can't get over that. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah. But either way, I had conflicting feelings on that, and I left for a bit off on my own, deleted my original channel, and left, and just mulled over them for a few months before coming back.
Yeah, I am glad you came back.
And then I came back to Everything in Ruin. Though we're not going to talk about that. That might be saved for the future because it's a developing situation. I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, okay, all right.
But then we get to... however, with me coming back, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. There was a bit of trouble in paradise, so to say.
Yeah.
And this trouble had already actually... had its roots before I'd left. Of course, Ashthorn knows he was involved. This was with an individual known as Astrahina, who has actually come on the show before.
Yeah, he has.
I had absolutely no bad blood with him up until this point.
Yeah, and I still have no bad blood with Astra. Like, I'll say that right now. I don't have any bad blood towards Astra personally.
I mean, I don't hold anything personal. I just think what we're going to go through is a bit funny and
Yeah.
it's sad, but either way, I will say though, from day one, he rubbed me the wrong way. I never once let it affect anything.
Hmm.
But he did certainly rub me the wrong way.
All right.
But yeah, ultimately though, we were fine. Things were fine. And then on December, not December, fuck. Not why the fuck?
Scuffed smoothie.
It happened in fucking February.
Scuffed smoothie. Okay, alright. Anyways, on February 21st, 2024.
Yes, because I can't fucking read apparently. Nixel, who is nicknamed Charlie Brown in the server because Sword and Neko call him Blockhead, so.
Alright. He would share this tweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wasn't and me, being the sarcastic dick that I am, responded with, Sword said, okay, now they're officially giving us the middle finger, fuck Nintendo, and then I was like, who cares about Earthbound? Like honestly, have any of you even played it? And
Asher then responds with, "Hey, careful, man. The mother fan base is larger than you think. That's like saying, who cares about Godzilla?"
who does care about Godzilla, though?
Pat Sam Pixie. I
Yeah.
mean,
I know, that was a joke. That was
okay. Anyways.
And I responded with, nah, the fan base is mostly people who parrot millennial YouTubers gushing over it, who exalt its greatness without ever playing it. Which to explain my point further, about 10 years ago now, everyone started all the Nintendo YouTubers were talking about Earthbound. Like all of them.
I remember
and they
that.
were like, oh, this was this great game and all of that, telling that to their fans, and that's where a lot of the momentum to get Mother 3 translated and released comes from.
Yeah,
and
like
a lot
even
of people who talk.
Even AVGN made a video about Earthbound.
Yeah, which is where the famous "I'm Bimmy" comes from.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that actually.
Yeah, but either way, that's what I mean by that. Most people who talk about Mother 3 not getting ported and all of this don't really have an interest outside of that. It's a meme. Essentially, is what.
Yeah. Because I haven't played any of the Mother games. That'd be cool to play one day, maybe for a stream I could do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, though, next,
yes. Asher then responds with, "Isn't that every fan base when boiled down?"
Sword responds with, "Good point."
Asher then responds, "But even if they didn't play it, it's not like the companies are giving them options either."
Yeah. I'm gonna once again give some context. Astra here is gonna be arguing with himself for the most part, framing me as not wanting Nintendo to translate it and release in the West because that's because of something I would say. But this is where the seeds of that come from. I honestly don't care.
Like, it would be cool if they did it, but I'm also not losing sleep over it if they don't either.
Yeah. Either way, my response was, there's often elements in every fan base. To clarify, I was responding, isn't that what every fan base is when boiled down? I was responding essentially saying, yes, there's an element. There's always going to be the posers who just watch YouTubers and are fans of the things. I mean, hell, Ellie never played Splatoon 1. she got into Splatoon because of the content people were making surrounding the game. So that's what I was saying. Yes, that is the case. There are going to be people like that. Um, but the Translate Mother 3 was paired by people who've never even watched it be played.
Hmm.
And then Sword, of course, at this point, Sword is on Astra's side. That will change, but as things develop, Sword responds with, "Have you even played it?" Well, Nintendo sure is making sure people can't play it.
Hmm. Asher then responds, "So even that can't be faulted on the fan base. That's on Nintendo directly."
And then I said yes, because Nintendo doesn't see the value in the brand to bother translate it. And I meant translating, of course, but it was like the afternoon. I was away from home, so just vibing because I didn't have anything else to do.
Yeah. Then it kind of... Yeah,
honestly, that is why this went on for so long as it did, is because I was bored and just entertaining myself because I was away from home.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay.
That was one of the motivating factors. I'll let you continue, though.
All right. Asher then says, "Then it cannot grow if it's not given the chance to do so. I mean, the fact it has a following is a miracle."
Anyways, next. And I say yes, which stems from YouTube has-beens who haven't made decent content in a decade, extolling its quality to impressionable kids who won't ever question that or look into it further. It's more accurately described as a meme than a genuine fandom.
He then responds, "That can go both ways. I mean, memes originate from the original source, and the memes spread awareness, thus increasing popularity for the original. Metal Gear Rising and Sonic Frontiers are two prime examples, alongside Devil May Cry 5.
But the thing is, no one cares about a JRPG from like 40 years ago. 30 years ago, actually. But
Almost, I'd say like 20, or maybe like 15.
15 Delta.
Yes?
2009 was 15 years ago.
So then that would be 18 years ago.
30 years ago.
Nah, 2009 was 15 years ago. All right. Oh, you're talking about Earthbound. Okay, you're talking about Earthbound. I thought you were talking about Mother 3.
No, I'm talking about Earthbound.
Okay, then yeah, you're right on that front.
And the whole conversation is about the Mother franchise in general, not just Mother 3.
Yeah, which Mother 1 came out even before then on the NES.
Yes.
So yeah, there you go. You're right on that end.
Anyways, next.
All right.
The memes, and then Sword responds with, "The memes absolutely help Metal Gear Rising." And then Astra starts doing this, which I was like...
Yeah. Basically, L take from Pineapple, and what he applied to the Mother series can definitely be applied to any IP, popular or niche.
And I was like, okay, this guy is just... This guy is just not listening to anything I'm saying. And he is being well, I don't want to say intellectually dishonest. What's the word? I can't say anything other than I saw an opportunity to troll.
All right.
I was bored. So I was like, to get under his skin by saying this comment, and it's like, because of course I play the character of the dick, so Sword responds with "oof" moment.
All right, and then you say,
"Well, I'll just revel in the fact Mother 3 will never get an official release in the West."
Asher responds with, "Not sure why you'd want that. I mean, we want games to play."
I don't care. That's the thing. I just said that in response because I thought it'd get under his skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I responded with, "Then play the fan translation," which has existed for a decade at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Sword responds with, "Correction, we want good games to play."
Yeah, which is subjective. I mean, it depends on if you like JRPGs, whether or not you'll enjoy Mother 3, so...
Yeah. I don't like JRPGs at like pretty much in all. The only series JRPG style game that I've ever gotten into was the Mario and Luigi series.
Yeah. Anyways, Asher
And
responds.
then
Yeah.
yeah, he then responds with,
I've heard the mother games were good games, so I don't know what you meant by that.
and then Sword says yes.
Yeah, and then Asher just says, anyways, I gotta go to work. I'll move on. So he's just trying to like
Yes, but this is the point where I realize that I might have hit a nerve. I might have really hit a nerve earlier when I said that that the majority of people who care about the Mother franchise are just people who listen to YouTubers gush about it.
Yeah.
And I believe in the next screenshot, I point out how he's essentially the exact thing I described earlier. So, with me saying, so in other words, you've proven my point and are extolling the virtues of a game series that you've never put in the effort to learn of its that you've never put in the effort of to learn of its actual quality. That's kind of scuffed. Basically saying you're saying this game is good, but you've never played it.
Yeah.
And then Astra tries to do a similar thing he did to Zango.
Yeah, where he posts gifs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sword responds with Lamau, and I'm like, yeah, nah, this is funny, but points proven, no one actually cares enough about the Mother series to actually play it. And then Sword responds with, perhaps people would care if Nintendo would actually make it more readily accessible, but what do I know? Oh, Uvu.
Alright, up next.
Would they though? It's just a turn-based JRPG series, so that already filters a large portion of the population, i.e., me, and a lot of people who don't care for that. It sold, and then I looked it up. It sold less than
140,000. That's the number there.
140,000 copies on the SNES in North America.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say that, but then Nintendo spends so much time in their Nintendo Directs advertising so many JRPGs, so maybe they do think that JRPGs have some sort of international appeal. I say they think, but I honestly don't care either.
Yeah. But they've never remade Earthbound or translated Mother 3, so they don't think Mother has an appeal.
Yeah, I don't know what Nintendo's thinking. The only thing they've done is put Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound on their Switch Online shop.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to internationally.
Before we continue, I'm just gonna say if you played the Mother series and like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like it. That's perfectly fine. This is just me having a conflict with another individual. The window dressing to it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like if you enjoy if you enjoy the Mother series, that's great.
Yes.
All right. Anyways,
Sure. Then responds with,
so by that logic, no one cares for the F-Zero series because no one is making games for that IP anymore, or the Star Fox series, as many IPs people want to play, but not given many options to play said games. That is backwards logic, you're thinking. Also, that was a different time. That's a factor you ignore. Sword then responds with...
I don't get what Sword's response here is. Doesn't it also apply to Mario, since no fan games are being made on it? I honestly don't understand. There's Mario fan games being made all the time.
Yeah, there's Mario fan games ever. I don't know what he was saying here.
And Astro responds with,
And JRPGs are at their peak right now. You're being disingenuous.
And then at this point, I'm like, okay, I have gotten under this guy's skin. Time to do a little trolling.
All right.
because like I said, he was so desperate for me to take an L. So I'm just gonna play around with him and have fun at his expense.
All right. So then you
And
say,
I was like, how am I being disingenuous? I mean, you haven't even played Earthbound. And I was like, also, aren't you supposed to be at work? And then this emoticon.
mm-hmm. All right, next.
And then I say it isn't included in here, but it says, like, honestly, have any of you even played Earthbound? And Dr. R responds with, I'm probably the only one here who has. And I responded with, wouldn't doubt it. And Larry said, same there, but for a bit. Larry also clarified in chat that she played a bit of it, but didn't finish it, and that it was fine. And Nixel says, I played the games, not exactly finished them, but nonetheless have played them. And then Asterisk then says,
I can give them a try at some point.
and then I respond with, why haven't you yet, though? Can't even say it's on the modern platforms because it's on Nintendo Switch Online. And I'm almost certain it got a few virtual console releases.
It did.
Which Nintendo would no doubt have usage stats for.
Hmm.
Guido, to answer your question, it's because we're talking about me.
Yeah, the subject is pineapple. The subject is pineapple, and how he's a jerk.
Yes. But yeah, at this point, I'm full on be bad faith because Astra is like so desperate for me to take an L that I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna mess with you.
All right.
And it's like, either way, the fundamental point is that the Mother series is overhyped with too little software sales to justify Nintendo putting in effort into translating Mother 3 by virtue that it's been almost 20 years and it still hasn't happened.
Asher then says, it would probably do better if it was available in more hands, just saying. Which is true. I'm sure it would sell more if it was given an international release. I don't know how much more it would sell, but it would.
And I respond with Earthbound is, like I said, Nintendo Switch Online, been released on the Virtual Console.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, something just fucked up on my end.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you reading this?
Yeah. Either way, yeah, it was released. It's on Nintendo Switch Online on the Virtual Console.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Earthbound is, and the series relevance has been fading in the public consciousness since peaking probably a decade ago. I mean, outside the vocal majority, most people only know about the series. Most people probably know about it from the two characters in Smash, or being the inspiration for a bunch of RPGs, namely Undertale, without knowing anything else about it.
Asher then responds, that goes for any game. Try saying something that isn't applicable to any series. Except that point very much does apply to Earthbound in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously, thanks to those series, more people have actually gone in and learned about Earthbound and Mother and all that stuff like that. And it's probably because of those series that we actually probably got the Mother 3 translation. We probably wouldn't have gotten it sooner if it wasn't for Smash Bros.
I don't know about that. That would have to be fact checked. But regardless of the fact, Nintendo doesn't see any desire to translate it, so it must not be that relevant, which is what I was saying here.
All right.
And I said, the difference is not every series relevancy relies on a meme. The only other one that I could think of is Half-Life, which is me saying Half-Life's relevancy relies on memes. Like Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3 never coming out
The various skits revolving around Half-Life, like the VR AI self-aware thing.
Yeah, but mainly just where is Half-Life 3? That is in the minds of pretty much every normie, is that Half-Life 3 it isn't out.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily. I knew about that before I even knew what Half-Life was,
Yeah.
for reference.
Yeah. The difference is at least Half-Life eventually did get a game in the form of Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
The Mother series still hasn't had a game since Mother 3.
And Mother 3 hasn't been translated, so.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyways, next. Astra misinterpreting me comparing it to Half-Life and saying it's the same situation to me saying, oh, Half-Life is different.
Yeah, that is also being carried by memes. Bad comparison. Like, yeah, that's it. That was his point. That was his point.
With me going into further to elaborate, with people who've never even touched it, talking about the never coming out Half-Life 3, though with less vitriol at Valve for never making it, by those who have never played any Half-Life games. However, people seem to act like as if it's an injustice that Mother 3 never came out in the West when most of them haven't even played the releases that have. I mean, when you're continuing to argue with me while you're working and I mean, you're even continuing to argue with me while you're working and you yourself haven't played it.
Yeah. Asher then says, regardless, these points ignore the bigger picture, and people should definitely be able to play Mother 3 efficiently. To say otherwise is ignorant and selfish. If Nintendo has a strong piracy problem, this is one of many reasons. Lack of service/options. So again, you got a fat L this occasion. Take it.
I don't know what he's trying to argue against here. I don't care if Nintendo has a piracy problem. I don't care if people are able to play Mother 3 or not. I don't care about Mother 3. I just think it's funny that he's continuing to argue about a game he's never even touched.
Yeah.
And then Ashthorn said he actually did play Earthbound, responding to my point earlier, and he's also said in chat
he said
that he has played Earthbound Beginnings, which is Mother 1.
Yeah. Anyways, next.
And I respond with, how is it ignorant and selfish to say that the Mother series isn't popular enough for Nintendo to care, and what does piracy have to do with anything? Though imagine, and then I respond with, though imagine, and this is just to twist the knife. Though imagine spending the few moments of your free time you have at work to so passionately defend a game you haven't played to someone intentionally saying something inflammatory.
Alright. Asher then says, I call out BS when I see it. And all you did was spew disingenuous, close-minded BS. I don't care for Nintendo, but I do care for consumer rights and be able to choose. So when you got me defending the Mother series, you goofed. And what I do at work is none of your business.
Well, I just thought it was funny he was arguing with me while he was at work or on break or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't care. This all was in bad faith because he was so desperately to make me take that out. And I'm not saying, chat, you don't have to side with me here. This is funny to me. But if you don't find it funny, if you think I'm being a dick, I am being a dick. So
yeah, I'll say like this whole thing was unnecessary. Like
this whole conversation was unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree.
It was just me. It was just me killing time because this guy wouldn't stop replying to me, and that's gonna be another thing that we see later.
Oh yeah, it is.
Not with him, but with someone else.
Oh yeah. Asher then posts like a mic drop.
A mic drop from Hulk Hogan, brother. And I respond, and then I once again restate, how is it disingenuous to say that Mother isn't a popular franchise? And what do consumer rights have to do with Nintendo not valuing a property enough to pay to have it translated?
Asher then says, not giving the consumer something they want, and they cry when they pirate instead, that's what.
And, and then I respond with, I'm sorry, you were the one who brought up piracy when it came to this?
Asher then says, because it is relevant. Lack of service or goods leads to piracy.
But it's not relevant to anything here. It's not relevant to the original conversation we were having. It's not relevant to me trolling him.
Yeah.
And thus I respond with "and?" question mark.
And you get mad when you know I'm right, when people do want Mother 3 officially released in the West with maybe a couple bells and whistles. At what point did Pineapple indicate that he was mad at all? That's what I'm asking here.
I mean, you could maybe read into the initial messages that I was mad, but no.
Yeah, no, at no point did Pineapple actually argue that he... at no point was Pineapple indicating that he was mad.
At no point did I tard rage.
Yeah, exactly. At no point did he rage. He's being a jerk, yeah, unnecessarily so, but he wasn't mad. Alright.
And Jan, you don't need to side with anyone. I'm being a dick, and we're gonna see the absolute blow up that this was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Larry, who is, I don't know if it's still in chat, says this has been going on for 5 hours, I think, because yes, this had gone on for 5 hours.
Yeah, and this was while I was over at like a relative's house as well, so I didn't see most of this until later.
Yeah. And Ashley said people it's so bad that even TV shows make fun of Nintendo not releasing the game. I don't know what he's referencing here, but I know Nintendo did reference it themselves with Reggie lighting a nerd on fire in the Robot Chicken sketch, asking for Mother 3.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he means. Anyways,
but that was an E3 sketch Nintendo commissioned, so.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I was like, wait, what did Astra say in the last one?
Yeah, he said this. He said, you get mad when you know I'm right, when people do want Mother 3.
And then I respond with, not enough to make it worth Nintendo's while. And then Cat Salad, Neko says, question marks, not knowing what's going on.
Yeah. Asher then goes, bruh!
And Dr. R says, actually, I think people begging for the game may make them not port Nintendo, being them, not port it to the US.
Asher then says, the demand is there!
Yeah, this is where Astra starts to really break. The demand is there!
The demand is there!
And Dr. R responded with, the demand may be there, but they've been asked about it for years.
Why you think games like Pizza Tower was so successful?
Dr. R responds with, no Wario Land? And then my response was, Astra, what makes the Mother franchise distinct from other JRPGs prior and since?
Astra then answers, from what I've seen, it's distinct enough to influence Undertale and similar games which are all successful. Not actually answering the question.
That's not an answer. In fact, that makes it less distinct because it says that there's an in-market replacement being Undertale.
Debatable, but alright.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that is true in the slightest, but that's what that implies. And Cat's Out asks, what's going on?
Asher then goes, meaning one thing.
And then me responding, Cat's Out says, I don't know, it's funny. Larry says, Mother 3 responding.
He goes, Mother 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asher then goes, Mother is missing out on an untapped market.
But I then respond with, that's a cop-out answer. What specifically makes it distinct?
Asher then says, Donkey calling out a rabbit for having long ears. What does that even mean?
He's trying to say I'm a hypocrite. I don't get what he's saying. It's saying like I've copped out, maybe.
I don't know.
But like I said, I wasn't taking this seriously. I
Alright.
was being a dick and trolling him.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, next.
And then Dr. R says Undertale is more unique, and then current day Earthbound. It's an RPG and a bullet hell.
Yeah. Asher then responds, that's because Earthbound/Mother isn't given the chance to get new stuff in.
What is that argument? It's like,
Right?
it's not a live service game, and Nintendo is not expressing that they're going to make a sequel, so what?
Yeah, I don't even know. Dr. R then responds,
Yeah, we still want the third one, not a new one.
Asher then responds, imagine if we had that same mentality for the Metroid series after Other M failed. And then...
We did.
Yeah, Dr. R said we did. Mm-hmm. Asher then tries to respond, we didn't, though.
Know what I said? Did. I don't know what the argument here is.
Yeah, basically,
I don't know what they were trying to say here. Like these last four messages.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it means. It's probably something like, like, why aren't we getting any more Metroid games? We want more Metroid games. But like the Metroid fan base was demanding more Metroid games, and then they got more Metroid games.
Yes.
Yeah, Asher says people wanted a new Metroid for years after.
Oh no, Dr. R clarifies that a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of people wanted to fire Sakamoto and kill the Metroid franchise after Other M. No. And then he clarifies, the Metroid community thought Metroid was done for after Other M because it finally filled the gap between Super and Fusion. Prime 3 was supposed to be the last one in its series, of course.
And then Asher just responds, wasn't it because Other M had a bad story?
And then Dr. R responds with, we only wanted a new game after we played all of Other M and found that it wasn't as good as we thought, but Nintendo slapped us in the face with Federation Force, which wasn't bad, but it was a bad decision to release after Other M.
Yeah, and with and like not coinciding with another big Metroid release.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same feeling as like H3H3 after not uploaded a major video in a while, just uploading an ad for some mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asher then says, we derailing a bit. The point is, Mother needs a chance.
And then I respond with, getting back on the original topic, was, since Asher can't answer me and you've actually played the game, what sets Earthbound apart from other JRPGs, Dr. R?
Alright.
And then, either way, this is just, Dr. R says, my point was that we all thought that Metroid was done for after Other M, and there would be no more games after.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cat Salad doesn't understand what's going on, and then Astor says,
Like, which Nintendo wasn't willing for some reason, like with F-Zero.
F-Zero got a sequel, kind of, sort of, F-Zero 99.
Yeah, F-Zero got F-Zero 99, which, does that count? I don't know. It's debatable.
But we got a new F-Zero game since that, so suck it! No, not really, I don't care.
All right.
Anyways, Dr. R finally answering my question with literally nothing. Astra then responds,
Look, that's false. That is false.
he's never played it.
Yeah, he hasn't played it, so he wouldn't know.
Dr. R saying it's a basic JRPG and its mechanical core, and then I respond with, my guy, you literally have never played it.
Asher then says, but I've seen it.
But Dr. R has played it and says it.
Yeah.
And they're and are telling someone who has that they are wrong.
All right.
And Dr. R says, I've played Mother 2 in the original, so Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings.
Mm-hmm. And then Neko responds with a GIF, I guess?
Yep.
I don't know. Asher then says, have you played it? You seem to be very keen on that claim, so tell me, have you played it?
And then And I respond with, my guy, you're the exact type of person I was saying. You're the one passionately defending a game you've never played because someone told you it was good. And then I responded with, no, hence why I hadn't commented on its quality, which I didn't. I haven't once said it was a good game, bad game, just that the demand wasn't there.
Yeah. He also did say that, like, nobody cared about it as, like, in like a hyperbole sense.
Yes.
Asher then says, exactly, so why are you claiming no one cares when people do care? Shut your face!
And I respond with, because you don't care enough about it to play it.
And Asher says, and you don't care for doing research on your own claims. Two can play at that game.
I did do research. I outsourced it to Dr. R, who had played it, and he said it's nothing unique.
As he says here.
Yeah. Like I said, not to drag him into it now, because after the fact, I'm just pointing out that I'm just pointing out that at this point, Astra's flailing.
Mm.
Anyways, and then Dr. R says, Mother literally has the same qualities as most JRPGs at the time: turn-based combat, random items, drop status effects, twist villains. All the tropes are here. And from the limited thing that I've seen about Earthbound, from what I've seen, is that the main thing that set it apart was that it was like set in a modern world.
Yeah.
Like the modern world where normal stuff happens, but then there's also magic.
Mm-hmm.
That was its gimmick.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and I responded with, my guy, I was just off the cuff saying, I said no one cares. I just off the cuff said no one cares. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But then Dr. R says, Evolution for the Dreamcast is a big example of the same tropes. And then he's continuing this. It's obvious I didn't mean it literally, because of course there's people who care about Earthbound and the Mother series. It's just not that many people in the grand scheme of things.
Probably could have made that a bit more clear earlier, but you were doing it for hyperbole.
Remember, I was intentionally being hyperbolic, and I was trolling this guy. I don't think I wasn't engaging in good faith debate.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Astra then responds, "Yet it stood out. So something it did that other JRPGs of the time didn't."
Anyways, Dr. R says, what stood out about it? And the same song and dance RPGs have had since the 80s.
Astra says, characters, certain mechanics that were unorthodox. It's traveling not being exactly like other JRPGs, themes.
I remember BMA pointing out how the fast travel was shit because you couldn't do it everywhere.
Oh yeah, because you had to like run for a while to actually be able to activate it.
And Morgman, it's just the sequel to Mother 2, and it never got translated. That's what makes it stand out.
Mm-hmm.
And I responded with, remember this motherfucker this motherfucker is using his break time at work to defend a game he's never played, which at this point he wasn't. He was home, but I figured he was still at work. Anyways, and then Dr. R responds with that, and sometimes it's the same song and dance we see today. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga was the first time I ever saw Nintendo trying to break the mold of a JRPG.
I kind of thought Super Mario RPG did that earlier, but that's not relevant.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It is that I played that is the most generic of generic JRPGs, really.
All right. Asher then says,
I got like into a third of it and couldn't continue playing it because I was like, this is just a Final Fantasy game with a Mario skin.
All right. Asher then says, and you're claiming that people don't care for a West release of Mother 3, which is fundamentally false.
I was being hyperbolic.
Yeah.
And at this point I was deep into trolling him, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dr. R says, because I didn't know about Super Mario RPG at the time.
Oh, okay, alright, yeah, there you go.
Either way, I disagree with him there. It's not really that. But we can, like I said, as civilized people, we can disagree with things without trying to force people to take the L.
Yeah,
you need
exactly.
To take the L, Dr. R.
No, you need to take the L, Pineapple.
No, you need to take the L, Delta.
No, you do, Smoothie.
But yeah, Astra then responds with,
I'm crying when called out.
and I respond with, who's crying? Oh, no.
And then I guess Ash was trying to say, like, Eggman, enough. I don't even know what he was going for there. Larry just
like,
really
what?
confused as to what is going on. Asher then says, you're derailing the main topic.
And I was like, by the way, Mario RPG sold double Earthbound, which it did.
Makes sense. It's an RPG with Mario on it.
Yes. No, Tusk, I will not take the L. You take the L.
Hey, Tusk,
all
you dropped this.
You know, all of this would have not happened if Astra was not so desperate to own me, epic style.
Yeah. By that logic, though, all of this wouldn't have happened if you didn't feel compelled to troll and act in bad faith in this argument either. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying I'm not absolving myself of guilt here.
Yeah.
I'm a dick. This is very clear, but I wouldn't have been I wouldn't be a dick to him here if he didn't make it so clear that he desperately needed this win.
Oh yeah, Astra's not helping his case at all. I wasn't saying like he's in the right at all, by no means. I'm also just saying that like yeah, I think both people in this situation could have just stopped at any time and it would have been over. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Neko said you all are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Asher then says, did you not take into account that the marketing of Earthbound was borked at the time? Which is true, it was. It really didn't get much marketing. I think another thing that impacted Earthbound sales was that every copy of the game came with like a strategy guide, which just made it more expensive, because in addition to a game, there was also like a book that came with it.
Didn't Final Fantasy VI, which was originally 3 in North America, but that's a whole issue, cost a lot more though, and that game sold like hotcakes?
I don't know, and I think that's more so backed by the fact that Final Fantasy was already pretty popular because of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 in the States.
True. Mm-hmm. We're just arguing off of...
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
The source is we're making the fuck up.
Yeah. Anyways, Dr. R here then says...
What was the main topic about anyways? That the West demands Earthbound?
Asher then says, Mother 3, goes to show you didn't pay attention to the real issue at hand.
He's insulting Dr. R.
Okay, now he's just insulting Dr. R. Like, come on. Like, not if Earthbound was unique or not.
And I say the main topic is that Astra's big mad that I said the demand for Mother 3 was louder than it actually was, in a condescending way. Dr. R responds with, no, but I came in on the topic of if Earthbound was unique or not, which I used to prove a point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Dr. R responds with, and it wasn't and isn't. I already...
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Cassell just uploads a GIF.
Yeah, that's great.
Yo, that's crazy! And
then Astra says, issue is, nobody asked. And Dr. R rightly points out
that
I did.
Yeah, Pineapple did ask about that.
I expressly asked if there was anything anything that made it stand out, and Dr. R said no. So,
Yeah. Asher then says, like, you butted in for no good reason. In Puerto Rico, we call that type of person a presentao.
also, I thought he was talking to me here initially, but remember, Astra butted in to this conversation
Yeah.
initially. That kicked all of this off. But either way, I misinterpreted this as about me, so I responded with, "My guy, this is my server." So he responds with,
He responds with, so? Dr. S saying, like, uh-oh.
"Tch."
And then Astra says, like, you still full of doo-doo.
And I responded with, "I don't need permission to kick the door down the door and fuck shit up."
Oh, boy. Yeah, I feel like it was at this point. I'm like, maybe you should have stopped here. That's my opinion.
I don't. Like, I disagree with you here,
All right.
but I'll point out where I think I should have stopped out in retrospect.
Okay, all right. Well, actually, in my opinion, you probably should have stopped earlier. But we'll get to when you think you should have stopped later.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Cat Salad then responds with a facepalm. Bunky chimes in with, oh boy.
And then Dr. R says, I think he's trying to ban here. And to answer your question, Astra, who's in chat, it's because we're talking about how much of a dick I am.
Yeah, the subject is Pineapple being a jerk. That's the subject. Yeah. We're not calling you out necessarily, at least not directly. We're calling out Pineapple.
Yeah. Because I'm a dick.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I respond with, nah. Because I'm not gonna. Because I'm having too much fun at this point. I'm not gonna ban him.
All right.
Because I want him to continue to spill his spaghetti.
Okay. Cat Salad then says, no, he's starting crap for no reason. Larry says, this thing is still going.
Yes, because it's been over 5 hours at this point. And
Sheesh.
I said, I just think it's funny that Astra got so mad at me saying no one cares about the Mother franchise.
All right. Asher here then says, and why should I care that you're the owner? Why, you brought it up if it amounted to nothing. It's like you're contemplating. I think he's trying to say compensating for something, but like he just didn't have the right word. And he also has the face. Larry then,
Astra,
yeah.
well, I know you're in chat. I'll address because we had DMs immediately after this, and I can respond to. I'll respond because my responses there will shed light into anything I would say in response to what you're saying there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then Larry says, and it's getting stupid, and then Asher responds with, I can smell the insecurity.
And I responded with, what do I have to be insecure about? Like I said, this current line of conversation started because I misinterpreted something. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, Ken Sound is like sent this gif. Like,
like,
oh shit,
it's
shit's going
crazy.
down. Me
then says again, like, you got an L and don't want to take it?
It's like, there's no winners and losers here. There's me having fun at someone else's expense, and you're that person. That's the situation.
Yeah, it's not like there are no winners in this.
And by the way, no one give Astra grief in chat. I'm saying that now. It's
not
that anyone is, but
yeah, really, it's not a big deal. Like it was just a little scuffle from like way back when, just to drive home the point that pineapple is a fruity smoothie.
Fuck you, you fucking dick.
Always naysaying. Anyways, let's go.
Continue. And Larry's like, what? And then Astra says something I still find funny.
He goes like, he calls you Zango 2.0. Like, what? Nowhere near, like, even here. Like,
because I never once pretended to be his friend.
Like, like even here, I wouldn't say Pineapple is anywhere close to Zango. I wouldn't even say that.
Hmm. And then Quetzal's like, dude, no. And then Dr. R is continuing more about that, but this isn't really relevant.
Yeah.
But everyone here is saying no to that. And it's
Everyone's disagreeing with Astra here. Yeah. Astra then says, "It's true though. This man acting like him for real. Same energy when we had our fights." Not really though. Not really. I
no,
would-
because Zango was also so desperate to get the win.
Yeah. Like really,
I
it was.
just didn't care.
Yeah, Pineapple was just trolling, which in my opinion wasn't really necessary. But you know, that's his choice. That's his prerogative.
Necessary. I was having fun in my own twisted, fucked up way.
All right.
It's someone it's someone I already didn't like because he rubbed me the wrong way previously, and now he is so desperately to quote unquote win against me. So
Yeah.
it's like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, and Astra, we'll get to that. We're going through that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna censor. I'm not pulling any punches against myself here.
Yeah. Like I said, this whole stream is about how Pineapple's a jerk.
And it's like, my guy, you're literally using your lunch break to argue a game you've never played.
Which he wasn't, as he says here. I'm home.
Yeah.
My work is none of your business. Butt off. And then
Anyways.
Cat Salad said, "This is so stupid."
Larry's asking why he's comparing me to Zango. Kirby fan now comes in.
Yeah.
And Astro says this, reiterating his point.
Yeah. Kirby fan says, "What the heck is happening?" Cat Salad says, "Don't ask."
Yeah. And then he's like, alright. And it's like, Astro's big mad, I said something inflammatory.
Yeah. Kirby fan then says, "Ah."
Anyways, you know what, Astro, if you want, you can come on the show and we can continue to discuss this. If you're just gonna continue to try and dispute things that we'll get to, just come on the show.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. I mean, this is
I hold no ill will against you.
neither do I. Like really, this is just like I said, this whole stream is about how Pineapple is a big jerk. This isn't a big call out post against you, Astra. This is against Pineapple.
Either way, until he accepts or not, let's continue.
Yeah. Astra then says, "And I called it out for the BS it was."
And I was like, about a game he never played.
And then Astra says, "Maybe if they released it, I could. Big brain."
You can play the and it was like, and then there I say you can go download the ROM of the fan translation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Cat Sound's like, dude, this is this game. Though, Kirby fan and Larry are agreeing with Kirby fan finding the humor in this, and Dr. R just trying to disengage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aren't you two? We're not actually in the server thing, so aren't you friends with Delta on Discord?
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, Astra, say the word and you're on, so we can finish this.
Yeah. Okay, if you want to. Okay, all right, okay, all right. He said yes.
Well, I think that was yes replying to it. Of course, DM Delta if you.
Yeah, if you want to come on, go ahead and DM me. All right, I'll have it up. I'll have Discord up so I can see.
Either way, let's continue.
All right, and that's Nintendo's failure. Demand is there, money is there, but they just don't for some reason. Like, yeah.
Because, like I said, because the demand evidently is not there enough that it piques Nintendo's interest. And there has to be, like, a lot of fucking demand for it to pique Nintendo's interest.
Yeah, like there was enough demand for new Metroid games for Nintendo to actually start making Metroid games again.
There was enough for Star Fox, and then they released the game with shitty controls that was a more or less a rehash of Star Fox 64, and that killed all the hype for it.
Yeah, which is just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I basically say as much in fewer words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically just more of that, and then Asher says they wouldn't be like a jerk about it if they just gave them the game already. Yeah.
Anyways, it's mentioning Dr. R saying like, yeah, that Nintendo being petty is why stuff isn't in Smash. But Astra continues with,
Yeah, and that's them missing out on a market. If I were a business owner, I'd be all over that ASAP. Most companies would. Nintendo's just set in their old ways. With Microsoft, it's debatable. People have demanded just an old school classic Halo game for years, and they just haven't really given it to them. So, I mean...
like I said, chat, don't give Astra shit, even jokingly.
Yeah. Don't go hard on Astra. This was just a thing from a while ago.
Of course, Titan 343 is fucked Halo irreparably.
Well, yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like I said, Astra, the offer is there. Reach out to Delta.
Yeah, if you're wanting to come on, just go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll get you on. But like, this is not a call out post against you. It's against Pineapple. That's what this is.
If you want to take shots at me, do it.
Yeah, like full, yeah, definitely. If you want to say your piece and talk about Pineapple on the show, like you can totally. That's that.
Anyways, next.
Next, yes. Because there's a lot of screenshots here. I don't want to pause too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, keep scrolling down till we get to Astra and me.
Yeah. And then Astra says, which is why we still don't have a new F-Zero or a proper Star Fox game.
Well, I would argue Star Fox Zero is a proper Star Fox game. It's just not very good.
Yeah, it's not very good.
And me responding specifically to F-Zero, it's like, because I don't believe it would sell well against Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I mean, it is cannibalizing the market either way. You have the one Nintendo kart racer, and you have the other Nintendo race game. So, that even less people have heard of. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that only makes sense.
Yeah. And then after like responding to Dr. Art saying, nah, Star Fox killed itself, said, also money lost. Your point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kirby fans here says, Nintendo doesn't put stuff out because fans want it. They look at sales. Like, who here knew who Lucas was before Smash Bros? Because I didn't.
No one. Anyways, either way, we can skip the commentary from other people. And it's like, there's no point in releasing two products to compete against each other.
Yeah. Asher then says, there's been demand for one for years now.
Anyways, next. Once again, evidently not enough.
Asher then says, like, in response to Robotnik, Dr. R, saying, and that's why I hate Nintendo and haven't touched their games since the DS.
So why is he so passionate in arguing about him?
That is kind of like why if you hate Nintendo, why are you arguing about why are you trying to argue about Nintendo?
Like this, I mean, it's not an argument of whether Nintendo good or Nintendo bad. It's an argument about one of their properties being in demand or not. So why do you care if you don't
like if you don't like Nintendo, why are you like trying to uphold this argument?
Yeah. On behalf of people who don't know you exist.
Mm-hmm. Asher then says, there is enough. Nintendo just doesn't like effort.
And I was like, not to mention Nintendo got burned with Star Fox Zero, which from what I've seen is a traditional Star Fox game that just wasn't very good.
Asher then says, Zero was sabotaged by Nintendo themselves, forcing the motion control gimmick on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
Hmm.
It's just that why?
And that's a different situation entirely.
That has no relevance.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, and I was like, and still burned them, which it did. I remember that game having Nintendo hyping it up, and then it came out to poor reviews, and it sold poorly, and that's why I will never get another Star Fox game.
Hmm. Asher then posts a Kabi Lame gif, and then he says, Pineapple, can you disappear again so I don't have to keep reading ignorant BS like this?
Yeah, there's him.
Yeah, that's...
There's him finally clapping back with something, and it's like, okay, you're mad.
It's okay, yeah.
You're actually mad, and it's like, wow, because this is funny. This is the beginning of. This is the real beginning of the shit. So,
Alright. That's where it starts
this
escalating.
is where it evolves.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you can turn off the screen at any time, dude. And Cat Salad I don't think responded to me, responded to him, like, stop. And Larry agreeing with me, and...
Kirby fans like, all this smoke over a mid-game.
Yeah.
And then after he says, and a hot take.
A hot shit take. And it's like, have you not realized that's my MO? Like, I say inflammatory shit on purpose.
Mm.
And then Larry points out that you didn't even play it, and you're still complaining. Larry's first language is not English, but she points out that he is this mad over
a game he hasn't even played.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's actually more so he's mad over me not rolling over and taking the L.
Mm. Asher then responds with, the game could be mid, but his take was still garbo at a fundamental level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And?
Yeah, that was on purpose. I mean, he didn't need to say it, but also he didn't need to respond to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Larry points out that this only happened because Nixel posted that one screen cap of Twitter. All of this happened because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Curry's hand asked what the take is, and I was like, that no one cares about the Mother franchise.
And Asher then says, and that's the baloney part. That's like saying nobody cares for Godzilla or Ultraman.
Honestly, I don't even know what Ultraman is. I just think of Ultra Lord from Jimmy Neutron.
I've heard of Ultraman. I don't know much about it. It like if Ultraman is good, you can say in the chat.
Yeah. Anyways, next. Curry. Anyways, it's just people reacting to this, and it's like, like Kirby fan says something vaguely agreeing with me. And Astra's just like...
That's just like, that's a definition of a yes man, so just vaguely agreeing with somebody, and yet that's a yes man.
And it's like, well, fucking hell, man. That you've lost the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this started when he insulted Dr. R for no reason, so...
Yeah, that just wasn't necessary.
Yep.
Yeah, none of this is necessary.
No, it wasn't.
Alright.
And neither do I, Sword. Neither do I. And then I just hit him with, why are you so mad about a clearly hyperbolic statement?
Yeah. To follow up on the Godzilla statement, I mean, it's giant monsters destroying stuff. What's there not to love?
It's not exactly the most intellectual.
Yeah, I mean, that's
stimulation.
Doesn't need to be. I like giant monsters destroying stuff. There are also some actually
Fuck you! You need to take the L. You need to take the L.
No, you need to take the L. Godzilla's amazing. Also, like I said, there are some actually intellectual Godzilla films. 1954, Godzilla -1, Shin Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, no, Titan. I know that it's a parable on misuse of nuclear power and all of that. But
yeah,
at the core of it, it's just big monster destroys stuff and maybe fights other big monster.
Yeah, which is fun. I like I like that. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. I do apologize for derailing that. All right. By most, you mean like 4 people at most? And then,
I mean, and then he responds with a server of like 100 plus people.
Asher then says, like, that's still not many people.
And it's like, once again, to remind everyone here, because at this point I'm stirring the pot because the Tard Rage has commenced. Astra has never played any of the Mother franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, next.
Asher then goes, like, 100k versus 10k, and then all that sort of stuff.
And he's like, Kirby Fane's like, wampum, I guess. And then Sword's like, what the fuck is still going on? Why is this still going on?
Yeah. Next. Asher then says, you didn't either.
And it's like, yes, and...
Asher then says, yet you can get away with BS statements?
And he's like, I call out all double standards. And then there's just commenting on, it's been 5 hours and there's 200 messages to catch up on. It's like, I'm like, it's because Asher won't stop and I find it humorous.
Mm-hmm. Up next.
And it's like, and then Dr. R is confirming that he was bored he got bored of Earthbound and stopped playing it.
Yeah.
And Sword asks, it says I keep A on it, yes, because I find it funny. He says I can't take an L.
Yeah.
But he's so desperate for a W. And Dr. R is advising me not to do this for the lulz.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty much I was just like, yeah, maybe this isn't necessary. Pretty much saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyways, next.
And then Asher responds with, all I'm seeing now is people who barely know the actual topic and blindly agreeing with Pineapple that Mother 3 shouldn't get a West release because Nintendo and their $1 billion can't cover that for some godforsaken reason in the digital age.
I never said it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's true. You never said it shouldn't. You just said that they wouldn't because the demand isn't there.
And I revel in it to get under his skin.
Yeah.
I never said it shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then Guido, as we saw earlier in chat, was now joined someone who supports him. And it's like, but either way, I say I don't care if it gets a Western release.
Yeah. Asher then says, like, then why are you bringing it up? Like, stay consistent.
The schizophrenia comes full circle.
Oh, here we go. Remember when we mentioned earlier the schizophrenia? Well, here you go.
Either way, it's like I didn't bring it up. Nixel brought it up, and then Astra replied to me.
Yeah, because he did. Oh my god. Yeah.
Astra did, and Piney hearing egged it on for some funny.
For funny. Yeah. Yeah. And no, Asher, we're not calling you schizophrenic. It was because we made a joke about Pineapple being...
To me, schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned that I don't... Because at the beginning of this, Delta revealed my deep, dark secret that I don't like soda because I don't like carbonation. And not liking carbonation is a sign of schizophrenia.
Yeah. So basically, there's a chance that Pineapple has schizophrenia. That's the joke.
Or will get schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Either way, that's...
Yeah. Yeah. And then Asher's like, are you guys reading?
I'm not... Astra, you're in chat. I'm not going to say you're nearly any bad as Zango because you objectively aren't.
Yeah, you're nowhere near as bad as Zango.
That being said, read it! Read it!
Yeah. No hard feelings. No hard feelings.
And then he just starts swearing in
Estoy en chat lleno de puros come mierdas.
Yeah. Points out how crazy this is. Sword points out that this one's already crazy, which it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hmm.
And it's just like, bro responding to Kirby fan not really caring, and then Kirby fan clapping back with, sorry, I don't speak Italian, to Astra is just random Spanish.
Yeah. And then Larry responds in Spanish.
Yeah, something in Spanish. I don't know what, because neither of us speak Spanish.
All right. Larry's in chat. She can clarify. But you wanted to talk about this. Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Asher then says, then why are you replying if you don't know what you're agreeing to?
And Sawyer says, sorry, I don't speak Mario.
Yeah. Cat Salad then says, can you guys take this up in DMs or something instead of cluttering up the server?
Shitting up the server.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the mature thing to do, but either way, but this wasn't a serious argument. It was me being a dick and having fun at his expense.
Yeah.
And at this point, everyone, well, almost everyone, Ashtorn, Guido, were on his side, but everyone else was dogpiling him.
Hmm.
And sort of like has all caps, and I was like, why are people responding to him saying, why are people responding? It's like, because you worked yourself up to the point where you made yourself foolish.
Yeah.
Which he did.
Mm-hmm.
And Guido says,
Like,
I may bully Astra normally, but this bootlicking, these people joining in for no concrete reason has been overkill.
hmm.
Anyways, next.
All right. Anyways,
I respond to it saying, like I said, it's because he just keeps going. And that is the pure reason why I kept going, because he kept going.
yeah. So it's just kind of like a endless cycle of, oh, because he kept going, I kept going. It's like, oh, because then he kept going, I kept going. It's an endless cycle.
Except the thing is, one person was being malicious, me, and one person felt the compulsion to keep going for whatever reason. So.
Hmm. Probably because he wanted a W, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asher said, exactly. Everyone is bootlicking him because it's funny and not because he made a valid argument.
Yeah. And people are ass kissing Astra here because people are bullying him. So.
Mm-hmm.
It's just boils down to friend versus enemy here, and.
Yeah.
And Larry is now saying Astra doesn't want to admit he got the L.
Yeah.
At least that's how I interpret it.
Yeah, so people are kind of like flip-flopping a lot here. Or like, yeah.
No, they're still on.
They're still on your side, yeah. Like,
and it's like Guido then says this is where he should use moderation at this point if he keeps going on. And I was like, why? I enjoy watching him just spurg. He should have known better as he's an adult, which here we go. I would agree if you're going to get this triggered on the internet, you maybe shouldn't be on the internet.
Yeah.
Like
that's yeah, it's probably.
I can think of one time I've been mad on the internet that I've actually said something, and that was that visceral fuck you to Ghost of Time for lying and throwing someone else under the bus. That is the only time that I have let my anger boil over.
Yeah, I remember that actually. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I think it was Ghost of Time was, like, trying to, like, gaslight the person he invited into the, like, server, I think it was, into, like, blaming herself or something.
Exact. I believe that was the case. It's been, like, it's been a while. Long-ass time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Mm-hmm. That's just what I remember, yeah.
Yeah, but that sounds about accurate.
Yeah. Asher respond. Yep.
It's the only time my anger is boil over, because it's like, dude, you did this like thing that some would call you a pedophile for, and then you're gaslighting the person who would be considered a victim. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say that's not cool either. Even in that conversation, I'm like, I tell the like person who's a victim, like, no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, back to the topic at hand. We keep derailing this, and we're barely like halfway. Not even halfway.
Yeah. Anyways, it's like, and then Astra says, "So are you?" And it's like, if he's gonna spurg, let him spurg. And Larry's calling Astra ridiculous.
Ashes then feels like, you're not the one getting ganged on for no reason.
It's not for no reason. It's that you've taken my bait for 5 hours, and now you finally made yourself look like a fool, and are antagonizing people by insulting them. So of course they're gonna dogpile on you. And I was like, well, I let him spurg while I eat popcorn.
Okay. And then you say,
My guy, just turn off the screen, which is genuine advice. If you can't handle something, step away.
that is true. That's something that, like, even I'm, like, still kind of trying to really get into my head. But I've been getting better about it. But yeah, it's good advice.
About a third of the way done.
Okay, all right, we're about a third
the
of the
whole
way done.
stream. We're about halfway done this.
Okay, okay, we are halfway done with this set of screenshots.
Yeah, we're about a third done the whole stream.
Okay.
And I'm like, walk away from your computer. And then sort of like, Astra, my guy, you're making things worse. Essentially saying the same thing I was, while being a bit more sympathetic. Walk away from your computer and this all goes away. And then, respond to me saying, let him spurg. And it's like, I guess that's fine in some way, but still doesn't help when other people are, when talking about other peeps in here.
Asher then says, like, also all of you are also not helping.
It's like, I still stand by what I said here. He should have walked away.
That is true. I do think Astra could have walked away, and it wouldn't have blown up as big as it did a few months ago.
Yeah, because it gets this whole thing, it's not even at the climax yet. Anyways, next.
All right.
And then Astroin says, "How about we drop it?" Guido's pointing out that other people are ganging up. Sword points out that even his younger brother, who's a fan of the Mother series, thinks Astra's being annoying. Astra then responds,
"Good for him. Didn't ask."
Passive aggressively, not helping his case.
Yeah.
Larry is echoing my sentiment. And I was like, and here is me making a spicy Christian reference. Responding, it's like, well, they're just enjoying America's favorite pastime, kick the autistic.
Ooh, that I don't agree with that one.
And
there.
Here's where I have to make a statement. I don't think autism is an inherently bad thing. I don't, and at least when it comes to high functioning autistics, like, I think it makes them different. I think it makes, and of course, difference makes it hard to socialize. But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, you would say that when your co-host literally has autism. I have autism right here.
Yeah. This specifically, when I said this, I was 100% aware Astra had autism. And I said this because it was a funny Christian reference.
Yeah. Still, though, I'd say that's pretty far. That's a little too far.
Yeah, no, that's a hit below the belt for sure.
Yeah, that's below the belt.
I'm not gonna justify it. You can take away whatever you want to believe from it. I just said my piece on it, and what my mindset was in saying that.
Yeah. All right. Sword then goes along with it, saying, "Pretty fun game, not gonna lie." On to the next one.
And there's me posting
what you were referencing.
Yes. Yes, cat salad, Doctor.
Yeah. Anyways, up next.
With Larry, Kirby fan, agreeing with fans, like, and at this, at this point, yeah, I should have let sleeping dogs lay.
Yeah,
Astra had fucked off.
Mm-hmm.
Had fucked off. He didn't. It didn't seem like he was gonna do anything, but I was out for blood that February day, so I set out a bait, and I was like, but hey, it seems like Astra took my advice and just walked away. Not gonna lie, good for him. I said that knowing he would respond.
Yeah.
It would have been smart if he didn't respond. But I knew he would respond, and he responded with that.
Yeah. With Optimus Prime.
And here's me just being completely disingenuous. Where it's like, my guy, I was genuinely commending you. No, I wasn't.
No, you
wasn't.
you weren't. You were not.
Get the fuck in.
Yeah, like like I've been saying this whole time, my guy, none of this was necessary. But especially now though, like this is just beyond unnecessary. Like this did not need to go on as long as it did.
No, it didn't. But I would make it go on further because I was in a mindset. I was otherwise bored, and there was this person behaving like a textbook lol cow in my server.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, just to point this out, I'm not gonna oh man, calling you out sort of thing. Neko and Sword were going along with this.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
yeah,
they were.
They were, yeah. I know that you guys, they probably look back on this and say, "Oh, that was bad." It's just like, I don't know, just something to point out.
Yeah, no. And says some things are best kept to yourself, and it's like, yeah, but like I said, I only said that to further twist the knife.
Yeah.
And Astor said he had recently been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, and it's like, dude, I don't care if you have Asperger's syndrome. I only said that because, like I said, it would be something to twist the knife in deep.
Yeah.
And it would.
I think it twisted it too deep, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Curry fan is memeing on that, and Astro's like,
dude, actually, shut up. You make Zango look funny. Which, again, I still wouldn't say Pineapple was anything like Zango here.
No, but he's saying, like, Curry fan makes Zango's things look funny, which...
Again, I also agree with that. Yeah, I also disagree with that. Anyways, what were you saying, Pineapple?
I was just gonna say what you said, essentially. Anyways.
Okay, alright. There you go. Astro speaks more Spanish, saying, like, presentao, vete.
No idea what that means, and it's like... And Kent out is like, here we go again, and I was like, look, you're in my server, spurt out when you could be doing literally everything else. Like, the thing is, even in my malicious... my malicious fucking trolling, I'm like, I'm giving the dude advice. Like, he shouldn't be wasting his time there.
All right.
I mean, I shouldn't be wasting my time doing that, but right. I at least was getting some enjoyment out of it, as fucked up as it was.
All right. Larry clarifies that Asher said leave. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's interesting he says leave to Larry when he should have just left.
Yeah.
Anyways,
next. All right.
Away from screens and cool. What?
Okay,
I think that was to compound. I was like, look, you're in my server, spurging out when you could be doing literally anything else away from screens, and I think I said something else.
Oh, it's the Puerto Rican saying for butting in. Okay, thanks, Astro.
Yeah. Either way, next.
All right. Yeah,
Still speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't. There's only one other like native Spanish speaker. That means nothing. It meant nothing to me. It was clear he was just fuming.
Yeah, they were just talking amongst each other in Spanish. Which is fine.
Yeah, but it's clear Astra was fuming, like, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Either way. And Sora's like, he's so mad he's talking gobbledygook, and it's like, and like, my guy got this worked up, he's swearing in Spanish over a video game he's never played at all because I said something hyperbolic.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry's like literally agreeing with me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, then.
And I was like, why are you speaking Spanish for no reason? And it's like, and he's like,
cause Larry the bootlegger won't get off me.
and get up, and it's like, you started speaking Spanish randomly for no reason in this. When I cannot speak Spanish. I can't even speak French, and I'm Canadian. So it's like you're just talking to yourself there. Like, it's no different than you not typing anything at all, except there is a Spanish speaker who would be able to tell you.
All right. And then Astra says, like, I didn't speak it to him. He decided to reply, which is true. He was speaking Spanish to somebody else. To Larry, in this case.
To him. Yeah, to him. No, it's like he's referring to Larry as him.
Oh,
Larry.
Okay, so speak it to him.
But even though Larry is a chick. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, and then next.
No, he's referring to you in this. Him is you.
No, I know for a fact it's Larry. I read the context.
Oh, okay, all right.
And it's like, but you still started speaking Spanish for no reason.
Yeah, he then says he made his bed and now he lays on it. Same with you.
Astra still started speaking Spanish first randomly, and it's like, and it's more so, and the funniest thing is Astra says this as if this hasn't been the bed making. This whole thing wasn't Astra making his own bed, and now he's getting dogpiled on, and it's like, and we're like, well, it's clear Astra's not gonna stop. Catsout is already calling for the spit, and I almost misspoke horribly there.
Oh.
Calling for the stick.
Yes.
With a T. And that's like
the Deku stick.
And I'm like, do you guys think I should give him the stick? And it's like, and I left it up to the people. I should have just stopped replying, and I should have given the stick earlier.
Yeah.
Like that.
All right. Asher then says, and this is the same community that thought calling me an autist was funny. Like,
and then Curry Fan's like, give him the stick.
And Asher says, not too long ago, I read your stuff, pal. Then I finally chime in, and I go, what are you two talking about?
And I respond with Astra sparking out for no reason because I said no one cares about Earthbound.
All right. And I said, like, okay, can we chill out and actually settle this like functioning human beings? Because I still didn't. Yeah.
No, because I was being actively malicious. So there was no settling it like human beings.
Yeah, pretty much it was because I still didn't really know the full context at that time. So I was still like, okay, you guys are being crazy. Just settle it.
This wasn't a fight. This was me being malicious because I found it funny.
Yeah, Again, I didn't know that at the time.
And then says, bro, I know that Astra has this shit about no stop an argument and shit, but if you're complaining about Astra being unable to stop, it's best to stop talking in the chat or ignore him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then Sword and Neko agree with me, saying like, yeah, exactly. And then you say,
I already did. I gave him the stick.
All right.
Told him to calm down in DMs. We'll see those DMs later.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Dr. R saying he doesn't believe that, but he was already given the stick for like a day. He left either way.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe wrong. He may be wrong, but you people aren't right. And I certainly was not in the right. Mm-hmm. This was not right of me to do.
Yeah, it wasn't.
This was right of me to do.
Yeah. It was completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I did it. And it's like, because I found it funny.
All right.
And I don't want to be Monkey Jones comparing myself to Breaking Bad, but...
Oh, God.
but this reminds me of the scene from the final episode.
I remember.
Where Walter White said he did it for him.
I did it for me. I was good at it. I was really good at it. I liked it.
That was essentially my fucking mental thing.
Yeah. Like, watching arguments is funny. Being part of them isn't, in my opinion.
And next. And I'm like, strong disagree. And then Cat's Out is telling me to hush.
So at this point, everyone's now on my side because I just happened to chime in.
Larry's just glad it's ended. Kirby fan is still fervently on my side.
Oh, okay, alright.
Cat's Out is glad it's done. Sword is probably just glad it's done. Guido is like, you can disagree all you want, but this isn't how you deal with things like an adult, because this wasn't two adults having a disagreeing and talking things. This was me being a malicious dick.
Yeah.
Sora says just back forth whining, and Larry says, almost got me to fight too, and Delta says the very accurate thing.
Like, yeah, what I've been saying the whole time. Really, it was a waste of time.
And then Cat says that too, and Sword says it was a waste of everyone's time, and it's like, and I'm like, it brought me amusement. And certain parts of it still bring me amusement, but a lot of it I look back is like, I was just being a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pineapple says...
Now, don't lie, y'all enjoyed it too.
Which is true. I did see a lot of the people were actually enjoying it as well.
Egging it on.
They were, yeah. But then the moment I chime in, everyone's like, oh, no, that was bad, Pineapple. Like, come on, think for yourself.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess scroll down.
Alright.
Kirby fan still fervently on my side. It's like, and nothing in value is lost. And that me saying... continuing my comment, it's like, except maybe Neko.
And then I say strong disagree. But I mean, I wasn't there for that, so...
You weren't in it.
I wasn't in it, so I mean, I wasn't exactly... I don't know if I'm like the best judge for it, but like, you know, I still didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Guido rightfully points out that were like, hey, no, it like seemingly just switching sides when a bigger authority figure. But here's the thing, let me be clear. In that server, Delta's not a bigger authority figure than I am.
Yeah, no, I'm really not. Like, we're like at most we're the same. And like, I think even Pineapple might have a little bit more power over the server just because he's more active in it.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, that's the thing. I would say we're equal, but like I said, and now I am much more prolific than I was back then. I mean, I have 100 subs on YouTube after all.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's cool.
But back then, I was just back, and the only thing I had was really the server. So
yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
Now you say Thatcher was spurging out and you won't deny it, but
yeah, that's true. He was.
Yeah. Yes, and it goes beyond me not having manners. I was being malicious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, but the way Pineapple went about things wasn't helping matters. Yeah.
Either way, Guido mentioned that behind the scenes he was telling us to just go into DMs and try and make this go into DMs, but of course that wouldn't happen because I was being malicious.
Yeah. Larry says, I think he would have got the stick some hours ago.
And then I say, as much as I LARP as a tyrant, I wanted to let him speak. And I wanted to let him speak because I found entertainment in his misery.
Yeah. But you did go too far in that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Cat Salad says, that I need. Do you realize?
Do you realize something? Let me
that
tell
this is
you.
Therefore, I need to be more responsible as a server leader. Sure. Yeah. No. I guess.
Hmm. Yeah.
I haven't let anything happen since. So,
Yeah.
but I say responsible how?
Mm-hmm. Cat Salad then says, like, if someone acts up, you need to, one, put them in timeout or warn them. I then see, like, actually what the extent of the argument was and the context and everything, and I say, alright, look, at the end of the day, Nintendo's a bunch of jerks. I think we can all agree on that to some extent.
No, Nintendo's not a jerk. So you need to take the L.
No, you need to take the L. Nintendo needs to take the L on all the fan games it's taken down.
Anyways, once again, I say the thing is, I was just letting him speak his mind because I was letting him dig his own grave because I found amusement in that.
Hmm. All right. And then we go into this, and it's
And he's like, Guido says, how does it help on what you're saying when other people were literally ganging up on him and making matters worse? And I says, as much as I LARP as a tyrannical dictator, I very much believe in letting people say what they want to say, and that I agree with. I agree with that.
Yeah.
It was just at the time I was using it in saying that I wanted to see him dig his own grave, but I still agree with that statement in principle.
Yeah. I can. Yeah. Guido says this.
Like, I can't confirm what I'm just saying what I saw because I was in the fucking bus on the way home, and it's like,
Yeah,
Sora was joining in, also attempting to dunking on me, and he's like, because Guido joined towards the end when this shit began, and I was like, hey, Astro is so desperate to take the L. And that's how I justified it. He was being a shitty. He was being a surroggy one at that. So it's like, of course I'm gonna fuck with him.
Yeah. Who's Delta? My guy. You're looking at him.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm Delta. All right. Anyways, Cat Salad says, "Grow up, pineapple."
Yeah, and I'm like in the beginning continuing that, and you're like enough.
Like enough, like trying to de-escalate it. Yeah.
Where he says this got out of control, and I was like, it's fun though. Guido says wasn't.
I said enough.
Can't tell it. I'm done. I'm leaving the server. Don't know if she actually did, but we talked about this afterwards. Dr. R said it was fun when he thought it was a real debate, and Larry asked if we could stop talking about this.
Yeah. And then so then Astra DMs me. I think this was
it during it.
Oh, that was during it. Okay, all right. Astra says here, Christ, I cannot stand Pineapple. Kind of wish you were gone again, because holy cow, did he have a horrible take. Okay, yeah.
Once again, this was
during. I think this might have been what actually, like, clued me in on what was happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if I get the timeline mixed up, I do apologize. But anyways, I say, what did he say? He says, check 225 at night. Now the whole server wants to make fun of me for no other reason than Pineapple making me mad. And it's funny somehow. And now they're all calling me autistic. And
my guy, it was funny. Until it wasn't.
Yeah. And then he says, I don't regret it. That community showed their true colors. More than willing to kick me out for one discussion. And the reason I spurged is because people started to blindly agree with Pineapple, and some admitting to take the heck out of me on purpose.
Yeah, because you were acting like a spurg.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's like, the reason I spurred, it doesn't matter the reason you spurred, you were spurging, and that's why people, including me, were dunking on you.
That is true. And then later on,
I'm not going to make a moral statement of saying, no, that it's justified. I'm just saying that's the reason why.
Yeah, it's not justified. And then, so later on, basically after after I stepped in, I say, now that I stepped in, they're blindly agreeing with me. These people have no idea to think for themselves and instead agree with whoever has the most authority. I like you guys. You guys are great.
Some of them were. Some
Were, some weren't.
Like Larry leaned towards me, and Kirby fan was hard towards me. Some others weren't.
Yeah.
Were like, oh look, there's a guy with a big stick in the room. Better just shut up and agree with him.
Yeah. Asher says, pretty much. And at one point, they were all, like, butt kissing me. Not today, but other occasions. But then
I don't ever remember that. I think they were just being friendly to you.
Yeah, no, like, I can't really recall a time when it was like that. I don't know. But then easily turn around and want me at the stake. Like, today.
Because you were being a massive spurg.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying my actions were justified, but you were being a massive spurg.
Yeah, like I said, both sides didn't need to escalate to this level.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shares my DMs with him. We'll get into this.
Yeah. He says, and I had told him to, like, go away. And then I say, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him in the server. All of this was completely unnecessary. Oh, okay. That Asher clarifies.
It was just people praising you. It wasn't ass kissing.
Yeah, whatever. That's besides the point. Asher then here says, maybe, but now we went to my DMs first, and we're still getting nowhere. But basically, in his own words to him, I'm there to amuse him because I'm a clown now, apparently.
We'll get into his DMs, but that was not my intent in those DMs.
All right. I say, can you point to exactly where he said that? He says, it's the latest text. More accurately, insinuating. And then I just say, look, both of you are dragging this on more than it needed to be dragged on. The best thing for both of you to do would be to stop this before it gets ugly. Asher says, I had done that after the timeout. He was the one that went to DMs to understand each other. And then I respond, and you can simply not respond. Yeah. He then says, but we are complete opposites from the looks of it in many regards. Anyways, I'll skip this dilemma. This sucked what little joy I had today.
We are complete opposites. We are absolutely complete opposites. And like I said at the beginning, I didn't like you from the start. You rubbed me the wrong way from the beginning, but I didn't let that get in the right way of anything until you decided to spur out. But either way, either here nor there, and people were doting over you because they thought it was genuinely impressive. But who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
And here's Astra now in a few hours later in
I think it was Pleasant Cherry Soda.
The now defunct Pleasant Cherry Soda, formerly Rancid Orange Juice.
Yeah. Astra here says, Pineapple's a narcissist. For those who were at the 225 and Nite server, y'all know what happened. Neko says, he says, dude, stop. Hypertail, you go ahead.
That's what's going on. These ones are a lot more abridged than the other ones because I just took what was useful. There was a lot more that did it. So some stuff may be missing here, but I just took them because I thought they were funny.
All right.
I still think they were funny.
Okay. I say, Astra, don't take it here. You need to move on. And then
this was after the DMs, by the way.
Yeah, this was after the DMs.
Also, another fun fact: there was only been one time in history that Rancid Orange Juice / Pleasant Cherry Soda had a leak, and it was this, with Sword passing me this information. Now, these are my own screen caps, but Sword capped them while they were going on and sent them to me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, like, banned or anything. I just voluntarily left because I didn't see a need to be in this server.
All right. Like, everyone says their stuff, and then Asher says, I can't stay silent. Guy is an actual sociopath.
No, I just didn't care about you in the slightest, and you were acting like a spurg. So yeah. It's like you were like a rando I was reading a Kiwi Farms thread on. I didn't have any attachment to you whatsoever. You were just being funny.
All right.
If you were someone I had who was my friend, cared about, I wouldn't have even entertained that thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neko and Guido. Neko says, "Hush, hush, please." Guido posts a picture saying, "I'll do what no man has ever done." And then I say, "It's not about staying silent. It's about moving on. This was pointless on both ends, and you're making it worse for yourself by talking about it here."
It says based, of course.
Yeah. Asher then says, "I am willing to move on. However, the guy is legit not good at all." Okay, Hypertails 12 says,
Yeah, this is yeah, he asked if this is something irrelevant, I'm gonna slap him, and it's like,
yeah, and then I say like this was over a Nintendo game. Yeah, and then Sword says, "Remember that."
yeah,
And Hypertails 12 says, "Sounds petty enough to me."
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Asher says, "Guy openly mocked me as an autist, and the rest of the server was joking about kicking the autist against me, and the guy openly joined in."
No, I was the one who made the kick the autistic joke.
Yeah, it was this man, this smoothie.
I will not take any libel against the people in the server. I take full responsibility for making that joke because it is a Chris Chan joke.
You know what? Based. All right. And then I love the chat. That smoothie.
Yeah.
I love the chat. Okay. And then his own words. He doesn't care. And then
Because,
I say,
like I said, I didn't care. It was as if he was as a rando that I was reading about on Kiwi Farms.
Yes, Jan. I give you full permission to say smoothie. All right. I say, yeah, and that wasn't good, and I gave him a good talking to.
Because it wasn't good.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. I pointed out as much on this stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dr. R says, "I wouldn't use the word autist to describe yourself." And then I say, "But you need to move on."
Yeah, because literally, I wasn't going to pursue anything further with this. It was like a one and done thing for me.
All right. Anyways, next.
You missed something.
Oh, I missed something? Okay. Astro's responding to something. It's like, maybe not you, but most seem to, referring to playing Kick the Autist.
He was saying Neko wasn't like joining in. It's like maybe not you to Neko at most seem to be. And it's like no one ever repeated. Like one person repeated the line as a joke. I don't remember who, but
I don't know.
It was me who said it initially. Yeah. And then Snip was like, "Oh, what the hell did you do?
What did y'all do while I was out cooking? I don't even know." Asher says, "I can show the screenshot related to that." And Neko just says, just stop, please. That's WA smoothies with attitude.
You know, that night, what happened there is what the Senate wanted to be. Like, in actuality, the Senate was just filled with pansies who LARPed as like a barbarians. It's like, no, this is like pure unadulterated.
This is barbarianism.
Yeah.
All right. He says, "I cannot. If we can call each other out, if we call out other jerks." Yeah, there you go. "Pineapple's not the exception to the rule."
Well, what's happening now?
Yeah, what's happening now? Calling out Pineapple for being a jerk and a smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
fuck you piece of shit. I'm not a smoothie, you borb.
No, I'm not a borb. You're a smoothie.
You're a borb, you piece of shit.
Moving on. I said he said one thing. To spurg out like this is too much.
Yeah. At Sam says, "I think we all need to chill."
Yeah.
At Sam didn't want to escalate. She had a talking to with me after this, and I explained my side of things. But
yeah, all right. Asher said, he said multiple things in that server, in my DM, and with Sam's. I am not okay with what that guy stands for in the slightest. Guido said, impossible challenge. Neko says, and then I say, well, quit bringing it up in the server. This has gone on too long. Asher then says, this is gossip. I'm bringing to light his ugly side. That's a little funny. I gotta admit, that's a little funny.
That is funny. That is funny.
That's a little funny.
It's not a little funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
Neko just stop, all cap.
Hatsam says, again, I don't want this issue to escalate. Darkrai says, yeah, not even gonna get in the middle of this one. Alright, Guido and Neko have a little bit of back and forth, just saying, like, well, please get out. And
then... the reason why I said this is gossip is because this was a channel in the server called Gossip.
Yeah, there was a channel in the server called Gossip. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Snip says, so,
and Neko left this server.
Yeah, Neko left. Snip said, is this the infighting arc, or...
Yep.
Asher then shares the DMs.
Which we will get right into.
Alright, so here are the DMs.
And I was like, look, my guy, none of this was personal. You were just making a fool of yourself. Which is true. If it was literally anyone else I did not care about, this would have been the case. The same thing would have happened.
Yeah. Asher then says, I wasn't, till the other came in and started to agree for the sake of it rather than discuss the finer details. Or to intentionally take the crap out of me, which made the matter worse.
And I said, as I said, I don't care in the slightest about Mother 3, so some Mother series or anything. This is me trying to actually have a talk with him and instill, hey, if you're gonna act like this, I'm the least of your problems, because eventually you're gonna attract someone who will put you on the farms or do more malicious stuff to fuck with you.
Yeah. Well, Kirby, the reason I don't swear is because I literally can't. I'm in the PG house.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like, I found it funny he seemed so adamant to dunk on me for no reason.
Yeah. Asher said, me neither, that's the funny part. But I'm not gonna claim no one cares about the series, because people do. Enough that there is demand for the third game in the West or a brand new game.
And it's like, me saying that no one cares is an intentionally hyperbolic statement. Of course, I don't mean it literally. As like I said, it was me saying that no one cares about Mother 3. Or the Mother series or whatever. And that's, of course, hyperbolic.
Yeah, that's hyperbole.
If no one cares, it wouldn't have even been re-released in Japan, so...
That's true. Asher then says, I can't tell, as I've seen so many say that, as a fact, Nite hyperbole, and I've seen other takes from you that I also strongly disagreed with in the past. Also,
cool. And I didn't like you. I haven't liked you in a long time. I just didn't do anything about that. Until you made a fool of yourself, trying to so epically own me.
Yeah. Also, to the ones on the server, if you were letting me speak my mind, then it should have been strictly from me along. The others just hopped in to seemingly just a dog on me. And them and you going the autist kicking joke did legit hurt me.
Once again, I was the one who started that into... Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And, as I said, they joined on their own. They can equally speak their mind.
Yeah.
And they did join in on their own.
They did.
Like, many people were just spectators until he completely flubbed every argument, and then they started dunking on him.
Yeah.
And then new people joined, saw that they were dunking on him, and then started dunking on him for the sake of dunking on him.
Yeah.
You were more than a spectator, so you were
on
you
his
were side, and then you were on my side.
And then you were on my side.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, next. He says, but I can't speak clearly if some of the others were doing it specifically to make me mad. I can't make coherent sentences when too many dog on me for no good reason.
I was like, well, you need to learn to disengage on your own. Which is true. A lot of this, if he had done, like I said, I'm absolutely a dickbag for setting the bait. But if he had not taken If he had not taken the bait, this wouldn't have happened. This conversation wouldn't have happened if he had just disengaged. And if he had just disengaged at any other point, he could have made me look stupid.
Yeah. And to answer your guys' question in the chat, what makes it a PG house is basically just I can't swear. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I just can't swear. Anyways, again, a little hard when everyone keeps getting in the way, and even when I did leave, I saw the autists joke about me that I couldn't let slide. Nah, dog, they can eat doo-doo for that. That got extremely personal for me.
Once again, I accept none of this blood libel. It was all me. And two, and I was like, but I hope you guys can see this isn't. What I'm saying here isn't out of point of malice. This is out of concern for how worked up he would have gotten. Now, he got over this pointless thing.
Yeah.
Once, of course, he started shit talking in the server, that's when the gloves came off once again. But
yeah,
I was like, and what happened after that?
He says, blind rage.
Which is a problem.
He says, yes, but one of you could have stopped if I saw an attempt, but you joined in instead. I cannot forgive that.
I'm not asking for your forgiveness because I don't want his forgiveness. This was just a dumb internet scuffle. And I don't care about him, and as I've already expressed, I didn't like him prior. So, it's like, this was me because I felt a small amount of trolls remorse trying to get through to him that if he acts like this under someone who actually wants to cause him harm, beyond just my just trolling, he's fucked.
Yeah, he says, I may have called you selfish and ignorant, but I never called you via a mental illness or condition.
Called me a schizo, so that's not true.
That's true. He did call Pineapple a schizo. And then he says here.
But either way, and even if he did, I wouldn't care.
Yep. He says here, minus the schizo part, only for lack of consistency. And he says, also, I am not. It should be the other way around. You apologize.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what he means.
That's what it means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you say,
oh no, I remember. I fucked up the wording, so I went back and edited it.
oh, okay, all right.
And that's like for what, and also for reference, I meant to say I'm not looking for your forgiveness. So you know that was my blunder.
He then says, for how you let the whole thing get derailed into a ganging up show and actively encouraging me being made fun of via being called autistic.
And I was like, it's the internet. You say and do stupid shit on it, you get made fun of. Yeah. And then this man has a horrible take on the situation.
Yeah. Except I didn't say anything stupid. Just people being buttheads for no reason in this instance. More games on more hands is never bad.
Complete lack of self-awareness.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly making himself look good in that argument. He really wasn't.
He was also just insulting random people for giving answers that favored me. So, and which is why I said, if you didn't say anything stupid, why did everyone dogpile you, including Sword, who switched sides, by the way,
twice. He says, because they have no thought of their own. Notice how Delta came in. Everyone suddenly thought this whole thing was bad. Don't tell me you didn't see that either.
I mean, some did, others were consistent, which is what I said there. Like, Larry was soft on my side at the end. Kirby fan was hard on my side at the end. Neko just wanted it to be done. Sword just wanted it to be done. I can't speak for anyone else. And he, of course, had people on his side from the beginning, so.
Yeah. And he says, and those got shut.
And I'm like, what does he mean there?
Yeah. He says, and not some, majority. Anyways, leave me alone.
And he's like, just pointing out, just the Curry fans say consistent shitting on you. Well, Sword switched from shitting on me to shitting on you.
He says, and that guy was especially bad because he didn't offer anything to the convo and just wanted to. I can't say that.
That is incredibly weird to say, considering he's a minor.
No, he's not. Sword was not a minor.
Yes. No.
Is he?
Kirby fan.
Oh, Kirby fan. Okay, yeah. That's weird to say. Whatever.
Astro, of course, didn't know that, but it's fucking weird to say.
Alright. The whole way through until I got sick of it.
And it's like, you really don't get it. Because at this point, it's like, there's no reaching this dude.
Yeah. Asher says, no, you don't get it. If you cannot see your own fault in this whole thing, then we have nothing to discuss. Leave me be.
And I was like, my faults are just being a dick for the sake of it. And
Which is
hell,
true.
looking back, I can see, yeah, and that's nothing more clear, and I can even more clearly see that now, but I even acknowledged it then. So, he doesn't, like I said,
Yeah.
he doesn't get it. He didn't get it. I hope he gets it now, but he didn't get it then.
Yeah. Asher then says, but do you plan to do better? No? Then this is a waste of time.
And it's like, and do you plan to not let dumb internet arguments drive you to having a meltdown?
Asher says, those are rare. They only happen if I'm feeling like, 1, being dogpiled, and 2, being disrespected on purpose, and 3, spreading misinformation, or hypocrisy, and today was all 3 combined.
Why would you have a meltdown over misinformation or hypocrisy? That's where you point and laugh at someone being dumb.
That's true. Yeah.
Also, if you don't respect someone in the first opinion in the first place, I don't know if he respected me or not, or prior, but it didn't seem like it from the way he was talking. Like, I didn't feel respected when he was like, oh, take the L, take the L. If you don't respect someone, why should you care if they're disrespecting you?
Yeah.
And 1, being dogpiled, we're gonna see me get dogpiled later, and I don't sort out.
That's true, yeah. We'll see that.
Yeah.
Also,
And I'm like, it shouldn't happen for any of those reasons, because he shouldn't spur out for any of those reasons.
Also, thanks, Shadiums. Singer made this model. Just pointing to something that they said earlier.
And then Monica helped rig it to be.
Yes, Monica
Monica
rigged it to be a
Cinderella.
VTuber model.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And then Asher says, and you shouldn't let a situation go out of control for your amusement. That's selfish and irresponsible. That's role member levels of smug energy.
Exactly. And I was like, yeah, no, it's anarcho-tyranny, which was often Rome.
There you go. Asher says, that's just a name. Doesn't mean it has to be taken literally.
And it's like, who do you think named it? Me.
Yeah. Asher says, don't know, don't care, not relevant. And clearly Delta doesn't think so either.
And I'm like, well, I'm not Delta.
Asher says, what's your goal with this DM? Because you aren't exactly reaching a compromise or anything of the sort to cool the situation. Just making me mad again after I told you to leave me be.
And I was like, my goal was to get an understanding of each other, which was true. I wanted him to see that he was being a massive spurg. But I also did not. I also, in the moment, did not realize exactly how much of a dick I was being. So
Yeah. He says, then clearly we do not see eye to eye in more ways than one.
Indeed.
Asher says, you prefer chaos, I prefer order and mutual respect.
I agree, but this is just me cope. This is me trying to justify it to myself. By letting you speak for you, I give you the respect to speak your mind.
But not enough to get others off when they weren't being spoken to or adding anything to the convo other than parrot what you say?
Why would I not give them the same courtesy?
Without the facts to back them up other than anecdotes.
Why would you be more deserving of that respect than them, considering you didn't make an effort to initially understand what I was saying, and freaked out when others chimed in?
Asher says, because I'm the one that's debating you. The others muddy the waters in conversation by adding nothing of significance to the topic, which was more games to the west isn't bad.
That wasn't the topic. And the topic was not significant.
But them adding miscellaneous stuff and derailing the actual topic doesn't help.
Made it more entertaining than going around in circles because you were so desperate to get the W. And here's cope from him.
Mm-hmm. And I still did. The one getting the L will still be you, but not for the original reason.
Sure. Sure.
Hmm.
Fucking sure, man.
And here we are doing a whole stream saying how you're a jerk.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit this, but I don't think this makes Astro look like any less of a spurg.
Well, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I said, whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy. This was never a competition in my eyes, just a discussion that devolved into you having a meltdown.
Mm-hmm.
Which is me being disingenuous.
Yeah, because you were kind of egging that on.
Yes.
Yeah. After that, and you laughed knowing the stuff I've had happen to me in the past and my past with individuals like Zango. But you were more than happy to turn me into a clown for you to laugh at.
To be honest, not really. I don't know your triumphs or tribulations because I don't. You weren't my friend. I didn't care about you, and beyond that, you always rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah. After says, triumphs barely, tribulations endless.
And I have no idea how much or how little Zango would affect you, man. From someone being a dick to me doesn't weigh on me at all. Frustrating in a moment, sure. I can say for certain I don't know much about you, and you clearly don't know me. As I said here, none of this was personal, and that was it.
Oh, that's it for those DMs? Alright.
Yes, those are our DMs. That
All right.
was me. That was me trying to, albeit not helpfully, trying to convey that he can't act like this and expect good things to happen in the future.
Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to do that, it probably best thing would have been to just wait until everything cooled down.
No, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that was more to clear my conscience more than anything.
Yeah, alright.
In the moment. And justify to myself that I wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah. When both parties were in the wrong in this case.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
The thing is, you don't have to psychoanalyze me. I can tell you what I was thinking in the moment.
There you go. Alright. Asher then says, this was after I was going to chill with what little joy I had.
That's a wiener thing to say.
Yeah, it's a little...
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's Guido and Hypertails fighting. It's not relevant.
Yeah.
Astra saying, oi.
He says, both of you, knock it off. Basically,
Ironic.
Yeah.
Ironic, because Guido and Hypertails were fighting. But now Astra's trying to be the great peacemaker.
Yeah. Dr.
Mainly
Arden,
because I wasn't there. But Dr. R is saying, well, y'all just cease.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just kind of fighting.
Yep.
And then I chime in saying, like, people have no idea how to talk like adults, I swear to God.
That's like, and then he says,
Anyway, the DMs are up. You can give it a read and get an idea of what the guy is truly like. And then I say, for the last time, you need to move on. This isn't that serious on either side. He says, the topic isn't, but his behavior is very serious. Wacky chimes in saying, okay,
either way.
Yeah.
This isn't relevant.
Okay, that's not relevant, okay.
Yeah. But you say no.
Yeah, I say, not really. I don't like what Pineapple did either, but comparing it to Zango is ridiculous.
Especially because you can personally attest I'm fiercely loyal to my friends.
That is true. That is very true. Yes. Mm-hmm.
The same amount of vitriol and malice that I gave to Astra, I would pay in twofold in defending a friend who genuinely deserves it. So.
Anyways, he says both have one thing in common: not caring for the other as they care for themselves. That's one similarity they do exhibit.
I mean, multiple people can probably attest to that. I'm not saying that to say, hey, I'm good here. I'm objectively not. But several people in chat could easily say that I am that I am loyal to my friends. I just didn't like Astra, and when he gave me an opportunity to, when he left himself wide open, I plunged a knife in and didn't stop twisting.
Yeah. Yeah, that was too far.
Yeah, no, I don't. I already said.
Yeah,
I don't
you said that a million times at this point. All right. I say, all right, look, Astra, if you're not gonna move on, I can do the same thing to you that I did with Guido and Hypertails, which is basically mute them for like I think an hour. I think it was.
Yeah, no, Shardiums. Pretty much everyone scoffed at that comparison.
Yeah, everyone was like, yeah, no, like, yeah. Astra
And
said,
then-
all right.
And then Syndrome just says something funny. I'm glad this was clipped.
Yeah. My neighbor stole my
stole
Christmas lights.
Yeah.
All right. Astra says, only thing I ask is keep Pineapple away from me.
Anyways, I believe there's more here.
All right.
And then, yeah. Anyways, no, this is irrelevant.
That's
This is just
irrelevant,
people.
okay.
And eventually, I got back into the server, and I was like, my own, and I wasn't gonna say anything. Well, this was really gonna be my only statement, and it was my one and only statement here is lol Lamau. That was literally what I was gonna leave it there. I wasn't gonna do anything else.
All right.
But then he posts this GIF, which is which was Fred from the live-action Scooby-Doo movie flicking Scooby-Doo, and then Scooby-Doo punching him, and it cuts to the scene from The Boys where the airplane that decompresses and people start flying out.
All right.
Either way, and it's like, okay, so who am I supposed to be in this analogy?
Yeah.
Because Astra has kicked things back up because he decided to reply to me, and it's like, okay, time for
round 2.
how many times do I have to teach you this a lesson, old man?
All right. Astra responds with Optimus Prime.
Yeah. And I'm like, Lamau.
It's like Astra says, "Can you actually go away?"
And it's like, at this point, I'm not going hard against him. I'm still trying to get through him. I was like, you're the one who directly replied to me.
Astra then says, "Because I know you're mocking me."
And I'm like, think about all that happened today.
Says that you enabled. You just want everyone to turn on me and think I'm the same level as Zango as far as spurging goes, while you actively still poking me, despite me trying to move on, and have a laugh while at it. Pineapple never compared Astra to Zango, at least not as far as I know. But Astra compared Pineapple to Zango.
I did compare that one moment where he was like, read it as a joke.
Oh, okay, the read it, okay.
Yeah, but I did that today, months later, not at the time.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so then you say...
Like, sure, whenever you say, dream up any conspiracy you want. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny you called me a sociopath. And then Tusk says
something funny. Girls, you're both pretty. Now knock it off and be the bigger man and walk away.
And
then Astra says, if nothing is done with how he acts, this will not end. Alright.
And it's like, my guy, it's not that deep. Just stop being funny.
Yeah, you're right. You made it blatant that you get a kick off pissing me off.
Because you have a raging hate boner for me.
You aren't helping your case and proceeded to make it worse and worse in our DMs.
Our DMs, which haven't changed since you shared them, was me attempting to tell you that you're spurging out. It was me attempting to tell you that spurging out like this will get you laughed at.
Yeah. Astra says, there's more than that, and you didn't apologize for the reason I spurged in the first place. I don't spurg for the sake of it.
I don't owe you an apology for not knowing how to walk away.
Tusk then goes in and says, alright, you know what? Astrid, stop talking. Pineapple, shut up. Now. And then that's it.
Yeah, there's more to it. I didn't screen cap it before the server went down because it was irrelevant. But I had a conversation with Tusk. It was a good conversation with Tusk about this whole thing. But yeah, I was a dick. I was a massive fucking dick.
Yeah, you were. Astra definitely was freaking out in that moment, but yeah, Pineapple, you did not need to, like, go as far as you did there, especially with the kick the autistic joke, knowing he was autistic. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Civil discussion! Something rarely seen in the drama community.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I shouldn't have acted the way I did. It was out of him me already not really liking the guy and him being like so spurgy desperate for me to take the L that I thought I could fuck with him. And boy did I fuck with him.
Yeah. Frederick says, Fred says, ban Pineapple and you get $2 whole. Welcome to ban world, buddy.
You know what? I can ban myself, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could.
No, I'm gonna do it. Please give me a second.
Oh my god, are you actually? Are you actually?
There.
Oh my god, no way. I'm gonna unban you.
No, I can't actually ban myself.
Oh, you can't? Okay, alright. There you go.
I just deleted the message.
Okay, alright. Anyways, I have to go to the bathroom. I will be right back.
Alright, chat. In the meantime, if you have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer. More than happy. If you need any clarifications, or you just want to call me a dick, if anything, I'm more than happy to answer. But yes, Delta's model does do that. He is not here, though, right now. If only we had music. Yeah, after this short bathroom break, we have one more segment to go. And it's not nearly as long, so don't worry. It's about a quarter of the length, so. Oh yeah, no, Rio. I'm more than willing to own up for you, Dick, and thank you for the $2, Neko. Fuck you though for calling me, and fuck you, Cat Salad, for calling me stinky. Only if you fight me in TF2.
Is that a donation in the chat I see?
Yes, Cat Salad gave me $2 for banning myself.
All right. Let's see here. Did Pineapple call me a Borb while I was gone?
I actually did not.
Huh.
You're a Borb, though.
You're a smoothie.
No, you're a Borb.
No, you're a smoothie.
You're a Borb.
We literally have done this whole stream about how you're a smoothie and a jerk.
You're a Borb piece of shit. Yes, I am a jerk.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, on to the next set of screenshots, which I'll go ahead and share with Pineapple right now.
So this next set of screenshots is a similar but dissimilar situation. Wait, no. Oh, no, wait, no. This is... I forgot about this set, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, in Pleasant Cherry Soda, formerly Rancid Orange Juice, there was a... NSFW was allowed for this purpose that Zango, of course, makes porn. So, there was a reason for it to... There's a reason that it was allowed.
Yeah.
However, from the beginning, there was an understanding that this didn't mean porn gets posted for the sake of it being porn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, in my absence, this had started happening. And seemingly even before, because I never look at art channels, so.
Alright.
So I noticed this happening after a lame argument about Godzilla between Hat Sam and and Astra. So Hypertails posted like a furry with a cock, with his cock out, and it's like, and I deleted it, and I deleted twice, and I say, why is outright porn being posted here?
Hypertail Swell said, if I recall, it was posted before and there was not a problem with it. Asher then says,
You know-
it was pineapple.
Yeah, and I was like, why would I ever look in here? Moreover, if you're gonna coom, there's an entire internet full with porn. Oh, someone deleted something. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It was a while.
I don't know.
And Retail says, bruh, and I'm like, what?
There's
And
this-
he cites something, and it's posted with no qualms, and then I delete it because it is outright porn. So,
All right. Next, Asher says, it was stated before that if spoiled, it was fine. By Delta.
and I was like, well, I was never informed of this.
Yeah, I didn't inform... And yeah, I didn't inform Pineapple of this, which I do apologize for. Asher said, why didn't you ask him?
Hybrino says literally rule 1, which you must be 18 years or older for reasons I said before, is because Zango makes porn. So
Yeah, Asher says, kind of abused power, bro.
that rule was originally in place because Zango makes porn.
Hypertail says, still a rule. Asher says, take the L, dude. You goofed,
he's
bruh.
still on it. Like, take the L. It's like, there's no competition. I was finally being in... The ironic thing is I was finally actually moderating.
Yeah. And now they're getting mad about it.
Well, Astra is.
Asher, anyway.
What? Because I don't think every space should include a group masturbation corner, because it's honestly it's little different than a Pooh's Adventure flustering room. It really is a little different.
Yeah. Pineapple then says, Astra, not you. Astra says, Pineapple, get off your high horse.
Dr. R says not again.
Astra says, it was allowed for a long time. You can't come in here and pretend it's bad now.
And I was like, every time I was aware of it, I deleted it.
Sorry.
Phoenix was like, Jesus Christ. I literally had the art channel muted. Phoenix is like, I'm left the victim blame here. I don't know if he was or not.
I don't know the context.
But yeah, and then Asher went to
Asher went to me in DM saying, yo, get Pineapple under control. He started deleting our NSFW fix, completely disregarding the first rule. He's abusing power. Also, the Godzilla thing died out before the mass leaving, which caused people like, yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, look, that doesn't matter. The important part is people are infighting. I'll talk to Pineapple about this. He says, not a talk, a removal of power. It's clear he doesn't have the capacity he had back in 2021 or 2022.
Because I wasn't doing what he agreed with. I don't have the capacity I had. Sure.
Uh-huh. Alright. Meanwhile, Pineapple here now has like 100 subs on YouTube. So I say he has plenty of capabilities, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
So then Pineapple and I talked for a bit about all this.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this is no different than Pooh's Adventure. Not everywhere has to have dedicated porn channels. It's...
Yeah.
They can go jack off somewhere else.
Yeah. And in this case, I agreed, because it's like the original purpose of the server was to catalog Zango's actions and laugh at him.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in that sense, I agreed with Pineapple here. And so then I updated the rules, and then Astra just said, like, you just bent the knee and validated him. I say, to be fair, I do agree with the sentiment that this isn't a server to feel good in. We just didn't make that clear, and for that I do apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He says, then why we had the age restriction to begin with?
Because Zango makes porn.
Exactly. And this was discussed before. You went back on something that was agreed on prior. The better alternative was to make a separate channel with a role required to access it. And we can't show off art we want to show now because of a thing Pineapple abused. And you bent the knee. I will not hear further. You burnt me and others on this one. So leave me be, Annie. Oh, and Pineapple wasn't punished at all for deliberately being a jerk. That's double the burn. I say, are you finished? Anyways, I left the server, and I say, okay. This isn't worth the hassle. As I stated, I won't hear excuses. So save the typing. I say, all I'm gonna say is, at the end of the day, it's my server, and I make the rules. If you want to leave because you don't agree with the rules, that's fine. Hash says, feel like Pineapple has you under control, and more his server than yours.
Has invited balls, which is not true.
Yeah, that was not true.
If anything, I was at the least amount of power that I had. Because of the big scuffle with Astra, I was mostly isolated, except for a few individuals. It took me a while to build back trust with the majority of people because of it. So, I had the least amount of influence I ever had.
Yeah. Anyways, I say, not really. I could at any time completely ban him and cut all ties with him. And then he says, and you don't. I say, because I agree with him. He says, yes, man. I told you. Save it. Also, agree with him or not, Pineapple essentially slapped us. That was the issue. You didn't address that aspect? You daft? I say, I already apologized for not being more transparent about it, which is true. I say, apologies for repeated transgressions is not acceptable. Even others besides me felt Pineapple brought down the server with his antics. That was never taken care of. You just agree with stuff without taking notice on how this even came to be. I say, you aren't helping matters much by acting this aggressively towards me. He says, because it's not the first time. Of course I'm mad at you. Imagine if I abused your child repeatedly, but then as to something you vaguely agree with and you forgive me. That's how it feels. I say, I say here, I wouldn't say a lack of transparency on a Discord server is equivalent to child abuse. But to the point, it's better to talk about these things when our rationality isn't clouded by anger.
Yeah, no, it was clearly he is mad, but that's just a fucking wild comparison.
Yeah, and I agreed.
Me being a dick to him, and me being a dick to him, and then banning porn is like me abusing a child, and
that's a ridiculous claim to make.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like it'd be more so like. I mean, I can't even put into words how stupid that is.
Yeah, that is not an apt comparison at all. I'll say that much right now. He says, oh my god, you get my point, do you not? Pineapple's been a jerk for a long while now, and for no good reason. And the mass leaving of the server is proof of this. The infighting is a byproduct of Pineapple's inaction. Anyway, before you continue, I can VC this instead. I say, I should be keeping better track of the server and moderating it better. Once Dr. R returns, I'll have him as a mod. Let me get
Dr. R would never return, and that server would get nuked.
Yeah. Let me get on my PC real quick. Asher says, mind coming to my server for VC to discuss with the others about it? And no, I won't scream.
That's a Zango reference.
Oh, yeah. I say, I believe it's better if we do this one-on-one. Anyway, I'm ready when you are. Asher says, the others have their stories as well. Best to hear them out as well to get a clear picture. I say, and they can tell their stories one-on-one with me as well. He says, I feel that's inefficient and a slow process, because at least with more, you get to hear the others one by one in one go, instead of waiting for one-on-one. Two birds with one stone. I say, it's thorough enough to where I can get a clear story from each person involved, and it lessens the risk of everyone just talking over each other. I say, we aren't going to do that. It's like one guy talks, you talk, then the other talks. That sort of way. It's just the three of us, not a whole party. I eventually concede and say, okay, but you have to promise that it won't become chaotic. The moment it does, I'm leaving. He says, alright. And then
From what you've told me, this call was just like, talking about how I'm a dick. Because I'm a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And that's all for those screenshots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alright. That's... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, the first one, I was objectively in the wrong, but Ash was objectively a spurg. The second one, I would say I'm objectively in the right, and Ash was a spurg.
Yeah. Alright. Then we get to something...
Mm-hmm. And there is one more where that is completely different.
Yeah. And now for something completely different.
Okay, so this takes place in the Cat's Lair, Lyle Convoy's replacement for the Senate, his new server, where it's...
Mm-hmm.
So there's this guy, this random random person, and don't harass any of these people.
Yeah,
of
don't
course.
don't harass anyone mentioned in this stream at all.
I hold no ill will with them, and I'm gonna even commend a few people for correcting for various reasons. But um, regardless, I noticed the backstory to this was that Jim Medicare said Mr. Medicare like I said, this ties all the way to back when I was a kid. I watched his videos. Became interested in Lio Convoy's sphere because of all the spurginess and because Doodle Tones was involved. So, if you don't know about Doodle Tones, the long and short of it is that Doodle Tones, Medicare made a video calling out
Weirdos on the
deviants
internet.
on DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Doodle Tones criticized him for this. And at the same time, some people false reported his video until it got taken down. And because of this, Mr. Medicare made a video on Doodle Tones and Associates for being spurgs and being weirdos on the internet.
Yeah.
And Doodle Tones has been known as a diaper shitter ever since.
Yeah.
To get more context, this person is referring to another individual known as a Kumu, someone who has been a hard detractor of Lio, who's going hard, a detractor of Doodle Tones for reasons we'll get into in a little bit. And of course, this person is a supporter of Lio. So
Yeah. All right.
So either way, I'll let you start.
Okay. His LARPing of Medicare makes it stand to reason that there is no limit to how much hurt Akumu's enemies must suffer. He's talking like this is an anime.
Yes, he is. And I was like, okay, I'm looking for this, and then this person goes and says this hilarious line. It's not the full quote. There's more stuff, but about people wanting to kill themselves and leaving the internet in the case of Doodle Tones. No one ever kills themselves on the internet.
Yeah.
Either way. I then respond with his LARPing, his internet just turned off the screen wall, echoing sentiments I've said before. And then
Soda says
this person,
like,
this person disregarding what I said that.
yeah. I'm not talking about the zoo stuff. Don't be a wise butt. Medicare went after a ton of people who didn't deserve it, in addition to zoos and, like, people who like kids. Susie was one of them.
Susie is Doodle. But, regardless, we weren't talking about Medicare beyond comparing Akumu to Medicare.
Yeah.
But this guy makes it all about Medicare. So. And then I said, you forgot Doodle Diapers tried to organize a false flagging against Medicare. That was, I'm going to say now, that was me misremembering and misattributing things. That was other individuals doing that. And then this idiot here, and I'm going to say he's an idiot because he's an idiot, said, found the spy. And I said, spy for what? And then Abyssal, which you can play.
Yeah. Either that or they're just a massive loser.
And then this idiot says Akumu lol, and it's like, yeah, I've seen Akumu's videos. They're fine. They're decent enough at providing information. I'm not a fan of his, and so it says cut in 4K.
Yeah, cut in 4K.
And then Kuro says probably lol.
Abyssal then says, which is also entirely possible.
And then this person called David, who I respect because he actually corrected me on what I said. So actually respect to that guy.
All right.
And he says, I thought my jokes were bad. This one's so old you can see the cobwebs.
And then Kuro says, that's you.
Anyway, he says, Doodle Diaper. Anyway, he commonly says Doodle Diaper is who still commonly says Doodle Diapers is how I know they're not a trustworthy source.
Abyssal says, it's not the only one he's got.
No, it is the only one.
It's the only one he's got. Stop making fun of him. He's the only one allowed to make fun of people. Yeah, being sarcastic.
notice how I got dogpiled here immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, because Doodle Diapers is one of the wild convoy community's sacred cows. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Soda Pop says, pineapple? More like crab apple. Oh, roasted, what? Kuro then
and it's
says,
just, yeah, more like horse apples, because horse apples are literal piles of horse shit. And I'm just like, Lamau.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. It's funny seeing them be wrapped up in this huge frenzy because of like two things I said.
yeah, that is funny. They just kind of went crazy because of a couple things you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abyssalin says, yes, stay mad. You have the personality of a brick of tofu. Kuro then says,
At least tofu has a taste to it. This dude is blending in Japanese COVID gum. Okay.
uh-huh. So
I
then,
don't know what that means, but okay. And
Alright.
and I said, so what exactly? Why exactly didn't Doodle Tones deserve to be mocked for being a diaper shitter again?
Naki, do you want to play this or do you want me to do it?
You can rate it.
Alright.
You can do it.
Probably gilded. Don't know who Jim is, but that sounds like a first name.
Jim is Medicare.
Yeah, Jim's Medicare. And
And then he says, why exactly does she deserve to be mocked for it?
yeah, Abyssalin says, because it turns out Doodle got groomed into doing that stuff. Come on, pay attention to the world around you. So
That is heavily contested.
yeah,
Extremely heavily contested, and I personally don't believe Doodle Diapers was groomed.
yeah, yeah. And from information that I've kind of seen on the internet, because I've actually kind of been looking at some of the Lyo drama stuff, apparently Doodles was into that stuff before ever, like, getting groomed. Like, if Doodle got groomed, that's horrible, and I send my condolences, but, Doodles was into diapers before any of that happened.
Yes.
Mhm.
And engage with it after that happened. And I
Yes.
was like-
Mhm.
But either way, I said, because it's weird, bro. Because it is weird.
It is
Being
weird.
into that stuff is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. And then Kuro says,
She was groomed, dumbass, which is, once again, hotly contested.
Mhm.
So,
it was also years ago. Abyssal says, hey dude, high school is over for you. Soda
one,
Pop.
how
yeah.
does this person know that too? Two, so what?
Yeah.
I can't say bro, because
Yeah, I say bra all the time. Soda Poplin says, crabs are weird. Do you mock crabs? Like, what? What even is that point? What?
and this guy says, I mean, everyone has made jokes about diarrhea, and even if you don't believe she was groomed, the joke is weak sauce nowadays. I wasn't making a joke. I was saying a fact that why doesn't Doodle Tones deserve to be mocked for being a diaper shitter?
Hmm.
And I stand out. I didn't even bring up Doodle Tones. And then irrelevant crab shit.
Yeah.
And then Abyssal says, "Are you stupid?" And then I added Abyssal with what Soda said earlier, with where Soda brought up Doodle Tones. So
Hmm. All right, and then Dennis kind of responds to something else.
yeah, that's irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Okay. All right. Abyssal says, "Do you think that Doodle Diaper stands for someone else?"
And then there's David copying something, my response, which, like I said, mistake. I do respect this guy for actually going in and finding out my memory was wrong, but
All right.
but like I said, wrong here, and it's like, but here's Kuro saying, technically speaking, someone mentioned her first, which is true, as I point out right here. Also mentioned Jim first, so
True.
I was just trying to say, hey, it's stupid to get this worked up over the internet. Just close your eyes, bro. Just turn off the monitor.
Yeah. David here then says,
Trying to dunk on me, saying
yeah.
not all of us have IQs that match Drake's age interest.
Soda Poplin says, I referenced Susie being unfairly attacked, and you defended Medicare by calling it a false flag.
And once again, me being wrong, Doodle and Co. would go on to false report his channel at the time, which people did, but there's no confirmation Doodles was involved. So. And Abyssal Cat.
Abyssal says, proof? Naki just says, just let him squawk. The mods will clip his wings. Also, that kind of statement is probably from Akumu or just a fan.
So he thought I was a Kumu.
You thought you were a Kumu? I can't even. Oh, man. Soda Poplin says, source that isn't a Kumu.
And I bring the direct source, which, once again, I was wrong about. But there was something interesting to remember for it later. This is directly from DeviantArt post about the video made by Doodle, where they say, I think so far it's been worth it being the first to call it a name as big as Mr. Medicare, because truth be told, I think this is something he's needed for a while. So Doodle Tones had no qualms about throwing a punch at Medicare. Remember that for later.
Imagine believing Mr. Medicare. Could it be me?
When has Jim lied?
I don't know.
Lio has lied.
Lio's lied a lot, yeah.
And there's proof of his lies. Doodle has lied, and there's proof of those lies. So,
yeah.
I can't point to a single thing Jim lied. Oh, Jim lied about not being fat when he is fat. That's about it. That's about the only thing I can think of.
That means he's an untrustworthy source.
That's about the only thing I think of. Right. Jim has been wrong, but I don't think he's lied. Lio's lied.
Lio's definitely lied, yeah. Dennis the Menace, I think. Did I give a voice to him, or I forget?
No, because we ignored him when it was irrelevant.
Okay, alright.
A source that isn't Medicare Kumu, so...
So, literally anything. Or I guess, Gilded. I don't know.
Anyways, Abyssal then says...
That's like asking for a source and getting the onion.
So, getting one of the primary sources of it is like getting from the onion. And then this person says, don't know who Medicare is. David looks into it. Actually looks into it. Good job.
Yeah,
David.
good on you. Good on you.
But at this point, I'm literally just fucking with him.
All right.
Not David, the whole group. Not David specifically, though. And then Kuro says, to be fair, he's not doing it intentionally. I see he genuinely seems to believe this shit.
Medicare or Pineapple?
Like, me, obviously. Medicare's not here.
Yeah.
Is Medicare in the room with them?
Oh man, Medicare's right on the stream right now. It's insane. Alright. Abyssal then says, that's honestly worse somehow. This man is delusional. Get him to a therapist or something.
Yeah, because it means he's genuinely thick-headed enough to take things at face value when better, factually correct, proven evidence is directly in his face. Okay.
Alright.
Where's that evidence?
Someone just saying, me reading the whole conversation.
Yep.
Abyssal saying, okay, to be fair, I see a lot of people doing that nowadays.
And then he says, Twitter in a nutshell.
So,
haven't been on Twitter for 8 years, but whatever.
Alright. So really, this guy is interchangeable with 60% of Twitter activists.
And it's like, alright, this video is mostly focused on Anthony's response to Jim. Which, it was focused on a lot of things.
Yeah. In before, pineal gland pulls up a source that loops back to Medicare. Some of these names are actually kind of creative, not gonna lie.
They are. But remember, they're in such a frenzy over my few posts.
That is true, yes. They are freaking out over what essentially are just a couple posts.
Yeah. And then he says, except he's somehow as offensive as a redneck. And I was like, none of you have provided anything to back up what you're saying, just bellyaching me out, respecting one of your sacred cows.
Yeah. And he says, so like 60% of Twitter activists. Then he responds saying, there's a difference between respect and us just laughing at you, keeping up with years-old slanders. Dennis says sacred cows in quotes.
Crows, but
Crows.
But scroll up. I don't think I edited that.
No?
So I just said sacred cow.
Alright. I don't know then. Kuro then says,
and he backed it how exactly? And don't say I showed a link. Yeah, from a clearly biased source known for being a prick. It's like, he's the other primary source.
yeah, he's the other primary source. Like, if you're just gonna dismiss sources because you don't agree with them, it's like, well, that's your
Because
problem.
you think they're a dick. Yeah, sure.
That's the problem right there. Abyssal says, that's been disproven for like 3 whole years. Alright, then Kuro just says,
You know what? Let me find every fucking link that disproves this shit, just to satiate this man.
alright. And then David Grimm,
Yeah, points out. So the problem with using that video is not so much it debunks our claims that Suzy flagged, debunks our claim that Suzy flagged it. It's certainly possible she did, but that a lot of people were flagging down Jim's video, blah blah blah, saying that the video doesn't provide proof, and like I said, the video doesn't even show it. So I was wrong. Like I said, I was wrong. I'm willing to admit that. But it doesn't matter because I'm like, okay, let's troll these people.
alright. And then Naki says, small thing if I can interject a bit and go back to Akumu's comment, but I just love him even now arguing about not clout chasing, because he doesn't make any money off his videos, despite it being obvious that he's doing it all for attention.
I said, yeah, let's go back. Yeah, let's. Responding to that. The direct post above it, I say, yeah, let's.
Alright.
And then he replies to it, that initially, and it's like, let's what? Continue to spread misinformation about grooming? We're not you, dipshit. And it's...
Oh boy.
And then I say, reading comprehension doesn't seem to be your strong suit. And then I cap it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Abyssal is like, I know, you're rubber, I'm rubber, you're glue. So.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm rubber, you're glue. I mean, neither is yours, so y'all are kindred spirits.
And then I'm rubber, you're glue with Kuro.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
And he's like, do not rope me in with this lunatic.
Alright. Abyssal says, hurry up and get the links. I've got $10 on him going, nah, I'm not watching all this.
Remember that specific quote.
Yeah, I remember that. Alright. Kuro then says,
how do you feel being so stupid that you're going to attempt to disprove a literal proving and grooming horse apple? And it's like,
when has Pineapple tried to disprove that, like...
No, he's saying that I'm about to go and do that. And it's like...
He hasn't shown any sign that he's trying to disprove that, like...
No, I'm just having fun at these guys' expenses.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this guy
Dennis here
says,
says,
can we move this community activities? This is getting kind of gay. So, okay, you can call me gay, but I can't call you guys fat.
Hey. No saying that on this, alright? We're on YouTube. Can't be doing that.
In all seriousness, oh, you want gay? Hang on, let me get out, man.
It's like,
And this guy says, watch this, I only need one fucking link to make him say that. And I'm like, lol, Lamau.
It's like Soda Pop says, People who lol and lamau at everything bore me. I just picture Beavis and Butthead laughing regardless of context or meaning.
Autism.
Alright. Let's see here.
Let's watch this explain everything from Doodle Tones.
Alright.
So by definition, a biased source.
Yeah.
So because it's from the other person, but doesn't mean it's not necessarily true. It's just it is by definition biased.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
by their definitions, it is biased.
It's like, are you gonna say it's a biased source? Like Medicare apparently isn't, or Scuffles, and it's like all sources are biased.
Mm-hmm. Abyssalin says, according to you. Yeah. According to you, correct? God, the world is bad if you of all people decide which biases matter or not. Now shut up and watch the vid.
One, I decide this. Yeah, I decide what matters to me. But two, I don't care. And I was like, and I word for word, I make sure to copy it from the message. And I'm like, nah, I'm not watching all of this. This is right from the previous message.
Yeah.
And he's like, I fucking.
It's like, oh, really?
One link. I told you all it took was one link. And then this guy's like, stops shutting up the chats. He's laughing only to himself. No,
Yeah.
I was passing this back, but.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, womp womp, this is a fucking video. You've attention spans that dog shit. And he's like, good, that means Medicare's bad. Yes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Mhm.
But doesn't mean he's lying or wrong
Yeah.
necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And David, not picking up. I find it funny that Pine won't watch a video that's 4 minutes shorter than the video he linked. And it's like, seriously, let's get a move on. I don't want to make this old man upset. He's going through enough already.
And then Naki, he says, I'm already willing to bet he already saw it if he's who I think he is.
I am pretty sure I did watch it at one point, but I got bored of it, so I stopped because I
Okay.
can't stand fucking Doodle Diaper's voice changer voice.
Yeah, like, if I'll be honest, like, I can't really sit through the voice changer thing. Yeah. And then,
If anything, let's move.
if anything, let's move this conversation to general community activity. Abyssal says, congratulations, you're the same as us. Here's your medal of being a pathetic loser. So you're calling yourself a pathetic loser?
He's calling himself a pathetic loser.
Yeah, what?
And I was like, I find it funny none of you recognize I just copy and pasted someone else's post about what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, trust me, we did because we knew you're a lazy sack of shit. And it's like,
Sure.
well, yeah, we couldn't tell because you seemed like that kind of person. Now, I get $10, no clue from where though. And it's like,
These people are crazy.
these are, and then this person tries to say,
It's like, pineapple baiting in a nutshell. He does the, not funny, didn't laugh meme.
yeah. And Kuro, for whatever reason, is gonna give this person $10 because I copy and pasted something. And it's like, oh, Cash App, I get paid next.
Like, oh, darn, really?
It's only $10. Fair warning, though. I quit my job, so next time I get paid could be months down the road. I'm gonna check months later if Kuro has paid Abyssal Quat. And if not, I'm gonna hunt down Kuro and make him pay the $10. Not really. That's a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke. And he's gonna ruin your life. Again, that's a joke. Abyssal then says, oh, well, thank you anyway. Jeez, I didn't expect that.
And like, it's not that big of a deal.
All right, next.
And I'm like, you're welcome for making you $10. And then this was irrelevant. It's like, and Kuro's like, no, I made them $10. Shut up, you other staff. Like, this guy is A-logging me.
Yeah, he really is. He's just like a mad A-log and like, holy cow. It's not necessary.
And like, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess thank you for being such a loser. You proved me right. That barely happens for me. Like, that barely happens for me. I said that as a joke. I don't...
Yeah, it was a joke. Like it wasn't like a it wasn't like yeah, it was a joke.
It's like, for the record, I don't typically get aggressive with people unless they're objectively doing something bad, like Pie Nuts over here. Okay, it's getting less. It's
Yeah,
getting less creative.
yeah, these names aren't as good. You gotta step up your game, girl. Come on, come up with better names, all right? Like
And I was like,
Smoothie,
what
that's a
was
better
I-
name.
Fuck you, you fucking dick!
See, that's how you trigger them.
Anyways, what was I doing that was so bad?
Yeah, and then Kuro says,
You tried to keep up and disprove a grooming story while using the grooming experience against him.
"No, he didn't.
No.
Keeping a years-old lie for no reason than your precious Medicare."
What?
Wow, what?
They've not yet to point out the lie. I mean, it may be in that video, who knows?
I don't know.
It's been a while, but they never specifically cited anything.
Hmm.
No, granted, I said something that was wrong, but they didn't say anything, so.
Yeah.
And then someone who's not an admin, but who has some special rank says, this guy is clearly pushing those buttons, and I'm like, bingo, because that was what I was doing.
Yeah.
And this was irrelevant. And it's like, I don't know how the mod system works, but I'm pretty sure he's breaking some sort of rule, right?
I actually don't know the rules of this server, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I left.
All right.
And then they're like all coping.
Yeah.
And he's like, he says, "No, Ma, I can't help you on this one."
And Bissell says, "Oh, what a load! Don't pretend you're doing this for the meme."
I am.
Hmm.
And then this guy tries to cope, like
Hmm.
Ginocchio.
I was aware moment one, more so just studying the mannerisms. Yeah, sure, okay.
And Kuro says, "I've been saying to drop it because Flyo says it'll probably feel worse, so."
Oh, and here comes, speak of the devil.
Now, long after this fact, Lyo decides to respond to me, and he says, "I'll let you do
All
that."
right. Here we go. Because she was a child when she was involved in that.
She also did as an adult, so like saying, could
Yeah.
be wrong, but it's been a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like so.
You often make fun of people for the stuff they did as kids.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I've told the Matt stories countless times that I made fun of him what he did as a kid. Moreover, if someone's a lolcow as an adult and is doing lawlish stuff beforehand, fair game. I mean, people shit on Linkara for being into dick girls when he was a teenager, when he was still when he was a lolcow as an adult. So.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I mean, if you put it on there and don't scrub it, it's fair game, which it is. Remember, make sure to delete all your social media posts
At least
when you were little.
Yeah. At least the ones that make you look embarrassing.
Yeah. And this guy says, "What if you lost an old account that has everything that embarrass you made?" Usually emailing an admin will get that squared away. Otherwise, skill issue.
True.
And then it's like, then this guy says,
Okay, now I have a question for Pineapple. If Doodle scrubbed it and Medicare still managed to bring it up, would you still make fun of Doodle?
One, this is a nonsense scenario, because if Medicare knows of it, it wasn't scrubbed.
That's true, it was not scrubbed.
And it's like, yes, because in this hypothetical, Doodle still would have instigated, which we've already seen from Doodle's own admission. They were proud of themselves for instigating it.
They did. Mm-hmm.
Before scrubbing everything, by making kink shaming is not my fetish.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't my hypothetical, though. In this, she scrubbed it before.
Is there any more to this, or is it next screenshot?
I think it's next screenshot. Yeah, next screenshot.
Yeah. But then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Nah, Pineapple is saying Doodle criticizing Medicare was the bad thing.
No, no, it's just if you can't take a punch, don't give a punch. And it's like,
Yeah, sure.
I don't
know, it's a hypothetical. Because heaven forbid anyone do that without legions of his fans, Akumu and 7 Omega, making her life like heck for questioning Medicare.
And it's like, it's not a bad thing if you, you're gonna throw, just if you're gonna throw punches, make sure you can take a punch. And Doodles was not able to take a punch, and thus has been labeled as a diaper shedder since then.
True. Also, Neko clarifies that she did as a teenager and as a young adult since 2011 to 2020. She never scrubbed her DeviantArt. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
But even, but if they did by any chance, how would Medicare know? How would Medicare have the? Medicare would probably still make fun of Doodles, but go about it from another angle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then Lio comes back and says,
fair game to what? Be mocked by people with low morals? If y'all have seen the Rosa call or the Jack situation, this man is one to friggin' talk.
"But he's improved, I swear."
He even though he still lies about Jax to this very day, he does. Yeah. Soda then says, the video wasn't a punch though.
It
is though.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
And it's like, that doesn't matter. Honestly, she made kinky art when she was a kid. Who cares? You can say the same for any artist who drew the same as a kid. And it's like, yeah. So, it's like, if you make cringe, and you're mocked for cringe, does it matter? Does it matter if who did? Why would you go out and I'm exhausted. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, and Doodles, after doing this, went against probably the most prolific commentary YouTuber of all time, and thought that would be a good idea.
Yeah,
and was surprised when it backfired.
Yeah, it's like the analogy I came up with in my head when this was all unfolding. It's like going up to an angry Texan with a gun and provoking him. Like it's a very avoidable situation. Just don't provoke him.
It's like waving beyond provoking. I'll give it. It's like waving a fake gun in a cop's face.
Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. Waving a gun in a cop's face. That's again a very avoidable situation.
Yeah, but if you do it, it's a good way to get shot.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways,
if you have something you're gonna be embarrassed about, don't draw attention to yourself.
Yeah. Anyways,
and then Abyssal actually says something funny because Medicare's actually frail and dying of cancer.
Mm-hmm. Looks at Medicare. Darn, I guess Medicare can't make content anymore.
That's actually funny.
Alright. Lyle then says, then they shouldn't be listened to, and shouldn't be mocked for having value so low that they'd go after something someone did as a child. Well, Lyle went after a literal child, so there's that.
Yep. Beyond that, though, it's like... Beyond that, you can only mock someone if it's funny, if you're funny about it.
Yeah, just saying oh, you suck. It's like
you did a bad thing.
You did bad thing. That's not inherently funny. But if you're funny about it, then it is funny. Obviously,
it's kind of like how you would. It's in the same vein about when iDubbbz was making fun of Leafy, like, oh, you only make fun of children.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make that funny, but just saying, there's two ways to go about it. You can make fun of someone, like saying, oh, they're so weak they can only go after children, or you can be like, oh no, you can't do that. That's wrong.
Yeah, like which one's funnier, you know?
Yeah, which way's funnier? And it's like,
yeah. Anyways, Abyssal says there was RPing, but to my knowledge, a bunch of it was with the grooming guy. I don't know.
So some of it wasn't with the grooming guy.
Some of it wasn't. Yeah.
That's what you say. Either way, it's like me responding, that's your opinion. I didn't want to antagonize him too much at this point because I didn't know how ban happy he'd be.
Mm-hmm. Soda then says, I'm under the impression Pineapple is baiting again because they think this is funny.
Correct.
It is kind of funny.
Acne actually agrees with me and it says, "Welcome to the internet, lol."
Yeah, that is true, unfortunately.
And then this is irrelevant. This bottom one.
Okay. Lyle then says, "No, it's just fact. And if you're gonna be one of the people that take shots at what people did when they were kids, you know where the door is." Once again, Lyle went after a literal child.
Yeah, and I took the door when I could no longer cause hell for these people.
Yeah, the blend shifter kind of
Not that I was even doing that. They were just spurging out about me.
Mm-hmm. There's doxing on the internet too. Feel free to tell me about how it's okay. Lio, the man who would dox many of people in his day.
Yeah, and he said that's responding to and he says, "Welcome to the internet, lol."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, regardless of what's okay or not, it will happen. And it's not going out of your way to make yourself as a target is better strategy. It's better strategy to not be mocked / doxed.
Once again, based. Like, good statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, the Neko says, Lio is reading bedtime stories in his own server in a VC with grown up. That's a little weird.
Yeah, that is happening, and it is weird.
That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird.
It is pretty weird.
Like, it's one thing to do readings of just, like, regular stories, but, like, bedtime stories? That's a little odd.
He reads, like, TMNT books, like children's books to these people.
That's odd. That's very odd.
It is odd.
Mm-hmm.
And then Acne, I don't fuck know. That person says making fun of a person and doxing are very different things.
That is true.
And it's like, Ryo says, it's internet, get used to it. Not making sense in that response.
Like, it's the internet. Get used to it. Like,
Responding to that doxing and making fun of people are different things.
Also, didn't he literally just say, there's doxing on the internet too, feel free to tell me how about it's okay? Like, what? He was just saying, like, oh, it's not okay.
I think he's trying to throw this person an argument back in their face, but it doesn't fit.
It really doesn't work.
And it's like, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Making it to where it's unacceptable to do so is also an option.
Mm-hmm. So what? And I'm like, either way, he then responds to me saying, what does it even mean?
Yeah. It's exactly what's written on the tin. If the excuse for bad behavior is welcome to the internet, then you don't get to set arbitrary limits only when it benefits you.
That doesn't mean things are more or less severe, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then this guy says, well, yeah, at the internet you could be doxxed, cyberbullied, and more of it is not okay, but you can't walk on a dangerous street and not expect to be shot or get stolen, this guy's saying.
Yeah. Honestly, decent point. Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
Yeah. Then if you get doxxed, you won't complain, right?
And this guy's saying, is Pineapple an asshole for doing it, making fun of people? Absolutely. Which, yeah, I am. But I'm having a joke at these expenses for just dogpiling me and just getting worked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked Lio how he seeks to enforce making it unacceptable.
And he says, you'd have to cause a culture shift, or just remove anonymity.
And then this person says, that's besides the point. Being on the internet has its consequences if you aren't careful. We all agree the internet is dangerous, especially if you're a kid. And I say 100% kids shouldn't be allowed on the internet, on unfiltered internet, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, but Pineapple shouldn't be making fun of them just because they made kinky art or did weird shit. But I'm not a teacher. I can't get them to behave.
And then Pineapple says, and then you say,
responding to removing anonymity. So in other words, opening up people to more IRL fuckery in order to attempt, in order to stop them from being fucked with online.
I'm sure Lyle would love that.
So in other words, remember, next.
Yes.
Anyways, I think Doodle Tunes already did this, so debate is useless. And he's like,
Right. More of making sure people own what they say.
Why would it make? And I respond with, why would it matter if they own what they say or not, unless that can be used to screw with someone's personal life?
Because actions have consequences. Say it with your chest, or keep it to yourself, or I will steal your essence.
So, remember, Lio bitched about either a Kumu or Kumu. Kumo, fuck. Posting a picture of his wife. Not even saying it was his wife, but using a picture of his wife in a video. And Lio cried about that.
Yeah.
Not literally, but called him out for it.
He made a fuss about it, yeah.
But Lio, actions have consequences. Say it with your chest or keep it to yourself.
Yeah?
Your wife is all, and it also wasn't as if your wife was this private individual. She has a public Facebook account where she reposts stuff linked to you.
Yeah. It's all out there. It's all public. Actions, like we said, actions have consequences.
But only when they apply to someone other than Lio.
Aha, yes. Only when they apply to someone other than, well, of course, Tommy here.
Yeah. Anyways, I say, but I point out what happens when what someone wants to say is criminalized by the state. Then David says, then as you say, skill issue. Anyways,
you then also say here.
No,
oh, yeah, okay,
is,
no, this is extension, okay.
And then Lyle just says,
like, sucks to be them, then they shouldn't have broken the law.
And it's like, cool, let me just out a bunch of LGBT people to the Taliban since they're breaking the law. Because Islamic fundamentalists, countries, it is illegal to be gay, and they'll throw you off of rooftops for being so.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very low percentage in those countries that already have things in place that remove anonymity.
So, but you just said removing anonymity is a way to stop this. So, are you endorsing that?
Yeah, are you endorsing like literal homophobia?
He's not. But he's trying to get an own on me. But
yeah, but it backfires heavily and makes it look like he's being homophobic even though he isn't.
If you try to analyze, if you scrutinize this in its entirety, I'll let you read it. And
all right.
Do it.
If you appeal to extremes, though, you might as well have just said, "I want to be a scumbag" without actual consequence. Would have gotten you to the same point with less work.
So let's scrutinize this. Let's scrutinize this completely.
Okay.
Now, this is not what Lio actually believes.
No,
right?
it isn't.
100%. But this is what can be extrapolated.
Yeah.
Why is there a low percentage of them in those countries? There's a few explanations you can give. One, he's implying that being that way is either a choice or influenced by environment and not just something you were born that way. Something that I don't think a lot of people in his server would agree with.
Already something that would get you canceled on Twitter, but go on, Pineapple.
Two, it implies that because their society is so repressive, they're not out of the closet. So
there could be more,
but would be that there are more, but because they fear for on par with Western levels, but because they fear for their lives, they wouldn't ever identify that way or think to identify that way because they're taught it's wrong. So therefore, Lio is either there are less because homosexuality and all of that stuff is either a choice or a result of environments, or there aren't, and many people are being repressed. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. And he's also trying to like brush this off as though they like aren't people too, but that's like getting into morals and everything.
And it's not an appeal to extremes. It happens.
Yeah, it really does happen. It's not an appeal to extremes at all. It does happen in those regions of the world.
Now, like I said, Lio doesn't believe any of that. He was just trying to dunk on me.
Yeah,
that's why he said it.
It's just like it's just on its own. It would make you look really bad.
Yeah, under scrutiny.
Yeah, under scrutiny, it looks really bad.
I say, how's an appeal to extremes? You said yourself, just don't break the law. This guy says, "Oh, I'm getting violated by a lolcow," trying to provoke me to bring out.
I wouldn't say that, but no.
And his comment here is irrelevant. And
Okay.
Lyle's like, "Just see my above statement when you have actual retort worthwhile."
Yeah. See the above statement and get back to me when you have an actual retort worthwhile.
But yeah, then this guy says, I agree with Lyle here. You can't just be an asshole on the internet and expect nothing." And then just scroll down. And this is where I get the kill shot. I say, so in other words, Doodles deserves the reputation as a diaper shitter then. I'm glad it came full circle.
Yeah, because Doodles was the one that struck at Medicare first when Medicare was criticizing weirdos on DeviantArt.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Akane is another person I respect because they seem to have internally consistent values.
Alright, that's cool. Anyways, next.
Even if I don't agree. But they agree with me too here. And it's like, I have to agree with that too. And then he's like, "Bro, what? She was groomed." And it's like, I don't know if it is deserve.
I don't know if deserve is a good word for it, but sadly they have to suffer the consequences of the things she did as a child.
Yeah. You have to suffer your consequences.
Yeah, actions have consequences. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for the congrats on 50 episodes. Either way, this was a double screenshot.
Oh, yeah, okay, alright.
This guy says, they shouldn't have to. David then says, so the thing they've been suffering with for 8 years, and then
And then you put his words back at him.
I screen that says, sucks to be them then.
That was actually good. That was a good bit, actually. That's good. Alright.
Lyle then responds with,
looking into something as a child is not being an a-hole. You want to try that again?
and I was like, still suffered the consequences of their actions by deciding to provoke Medicare, which was clear on that DeviantArt post. That was the intention.
Yep, that's true. Ah, yes, responding to him is magically provocation now. Amazing logic.
Quite literally is. If you keep throwing punches, you keep provoking a response.
Yeah, that is literally true. Actions have consequences, as Lio said.
Kuro then says, but it wasn't her actions and deciding to provoke Medicare isn't what actually happened.
It kind of is, though.
And Lio says,
so are you provoking me now?
And he renamed me to Bedwetter, apparently.
Alright.
And I'm like, yes. Like, literally is.
Mm-hmm.
He says, you're so fucking delusional.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. And then you say here...
I'm provoking you to respond to me. And then it's like... And this guy points out, so you're a troll, got it. Yes. Because these people are so fucking soft.
Yeah. Despite Lio's whole narrative that, like, he's the hard-working grown dad of the internet.
And
then Lio says, let's see how that works out for you.
And then my perms were removed, and I could not see it. So I was like, that was fun, thanks, and left.
Alright. Okay.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, but so then,
one more.
Pineapple then asked me if, since, like...
Because originally I was like, I'd want to talk to Lyle more on this, because no doubt he hasn't thought any of this through, and he's just responding to me, so...
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see how he would actually respond to a well-thought-out argument about this.
Yeah, on 225 at night. So he told me to ask Lyle to come onto the show. This is what happened. So then I said, hi! So I saw you and Pineapple, my co-host, had a bit of a scuffle on your server. He sent me some screenshots, that's how I found out. So Pineapple was wondering, would you be willing to come on 225 at night and settle things in a respectful manner? Alternatively, Pineapple can stop trying to be a contrarian weirdo, and I'll let him out of way out back. I say, he's already left the server. He says, skill issue. I say, alright, now, don't need to be acting like an angry Zoomer. I should have, like, said something a little more demeaning, like, okay, Tommy, calm down. No need to steal essences here.
That would be funny.
That would have been funny.
But it would have been like the end.
That would have definitely been the end. And to be frank, I have better things to do than to beef with some nearly 40-year-old man-child on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lyle then says, I'm not angry. I said, alright, well, is that a yes or no? He then says, it's a no. I'm not obligated to get on a stream with some stranger because he's mad he got stuck in a room in a server.
I never once was mad.
No, he never indicated that he was mad.
I had no attachment to the server.
Yeah.
And I got restricted. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna be let out of this unless I start glazing them. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I might as well just leave.
All right, yeah. I say, all right, have a good one. He says, you too. And that's the end of that.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. And by that extent, that's the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, that is my history.
Yep, that is Pineapple's history, and some scuffles he was in.
Yes.
All right.
And a new one seems to be brewing on the horizon, but I'm trying to handle that like an adult because it's actually among people I care about.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay.
But yeah. Before we sign out, I'm just gonna plug my own channel.
Oh yeah, go ahead, do that. And also, if you did miss the majority of the stream, do not worry. It will be on the Borb and Smoothie channel with the and it has the @225 at night. In fact,
and if you want to subscribe to me, the link is in the thing. I mainly just play games on there and
yep,
and have fun. I bring the same energy that I bring here, though, with some stuff.
Yep.
But
here's the link to Borb and Smoothie, so you'll know when the VOD gets posted to that.
Yeah. But other than that, though, good stream.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm glad we went over me like we went over you. So.
Yep, we went full circle, or
yes.
Borb and Smoothie, as I would say.
Yeah, and a good 50th episode, honestly.
Yeah, good 50th episode. I agree. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah. This has been 225 at night. I've been Delta 225.
I've been Pineapple. Delta's a Borb. Good night, everyone.
All right. Pineapple's a Smoothie. I must go. My planet needs me.
Delta's a Borb. Delta is a Borb.